The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned.
Welcome back, Space Cowboys. On today's adventure, we have all sorts of exciting things. But let's give a bit of a recap as to what happened last time. Last time, everyone did a bit of shopping. We had some much needed shopping, purchased a lot of stuff, and now the party has a fleet of ships. They also went back to the frozen planet, and thanks to the quick thinking of Zora and the spells of Zora, and who else helped with that? I think it was
Vex, yeah.
Vex, yes. That you managed to recover the other two ships, the Drill Diver and the Mesmer Mark II. So now you have the Mesmer Mark II, a ship that looks like a giant fish that can actually hypnotize or daze your targets, and the Drill Diver, which can fall from an atmosphere to the planet's surface in nearly any planet, and can burrow / swim / travel through just about any planet's basic composition. It has a neat ram attack too in the front, which obviously is a giant drill. So we found all of those ships, everything's recovered, and 2 sabers were purchased. So 2 fighter craft are now purchased as part of the fleet, as well as obviously the Penguin King, which is still in your possession. So everything seems to have been purchased and ready to go. And does anyone else have any shopping they would like to do before the party leaves? I know some of you weren't here for the shopping session, so we're kind of going to do like a retroactive shopping. While everyone else was shopping, you guys were off shopping. So does anyone else need anything before the adventure starts?
I don't think I do.
I buy Eisen another shoulder cannon.
You don't see one here.
I was waiting for you to say another shoulder.
What happened to the first one?
That dwarven wall that you mentioned to me, what are the stats on it?
I thought I sent them. Hang on.
I don't mean, is it limited use or how does it work?
Once every 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a 24-hour recharge. You turn it on, toss it down, and it just has that amount of hit points or whatever that I gave you the hit points for. It just has those hit points for that amount of time. And when it runs out of hit points, it's done for the day.
Okay.
It's a hollow hologram-like wall. So it's like a solid hologram wall.
So once a day or once per long rest?
Once per long rest, basically.
Okay.
Needs time to recharge the batteries. The infinity battery.
In a battery.
Wait. I think I'm getting confused on the grammar here. Infinity battery?
Yes.
Needs to be recharged.
Yes.
I hate English.
It is a very confusing language. It's my second language. I don't have a first language.
Technically, I have 2, English and bad English, and I'm kind of bad at both.
English is hard.
Yeah.
English is
bad
hard.
English and profanity.
I have a degree in it and it's hard.
3. I have 3 languages.
Nerd is my third language. I'm fluent in nerd.
Okay, so I have 4 then. Never mind.
All right. Eisen, you wanted to purchase that wall that we talked about?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab that.
Okay. What did I tell you that was cost-wise?
110 credits.
Okay. Subtract that from the party credits, Vex.
All right, one moment.
Anyone else have anything they want to buy?
I'm looking real quick, but I'm pretty sure no.
Remember, the space station has basic supplies, so you can get like magic spell components and stuff like that here, as well as like any of the basic equipment from the Dark Matter stuff without getting too crazy.
Yeah, me and Vex probably being over
how
here
many
like,
credits?
we're war mages, we only use cantrips.
so-
What a spell component.
Something
Right.
to keep in mind.
How many credits? Sorry, one second. How many credits?
110, I think.
110? All right.
Something to keep in mind for future stuff, since you're allowing Tasha's. There's a comic magic item called a prosthetic limb. So if any of us lose a limb, Not Deborah. Deborah can grow hers back. But if anyone else loses a limb.
I think even 5. I'm pretty sure Dark Matter also has its own prosthetics.
Yeah, but this one's common
they're,
rarity.
Cybernetics.
So it's super easy to get.
Right.
No attunement.
Cybernetic
Fair.
replacements are also just as common, with the added strangeness that you might need to get wetware protection for your cybernetic enhancement so it doesn't turn on you if there's a replacer nearby.
Yeah. That's a problem.
Last thing you want to do is have your arm try to strangle you while you're in the middle of a fight.
I don't know. That sounds pretty fun.
How does that work for
Not that
tails?
kind of fight, Vex. Not that kind of fight.
Does that work for what?
How does that work for tails?
Probably equally as bad if you have a long cybernetic tail.
Perfect.
Depends on where it's installed.
I say refer to your character with the long cybernetic tail.
Deborah, maybe when just
Would
like
have
looking
to be
around,
a virus replacer, I should say. So
when looking around at stuff, would notice someone with this thing called an Enigma Ring, and apparently it's like a code ring, but it pretty much encrypts messages you make, and when you have the ring on, and if you speak the right word, it decrypts it. And it can only be decrypted with that ring.
that's neat. Is that a dark matter thing, or is that
Yeah, it's common,
From the-
page 145.
okay?
This
Yeah,
ring,
they'll have
which
it
has
here.
2 rows of letters and numbers running around a circumference, can be used to encrypt or decrypt messages using complicated ciphers.
Yeah, they would for sure have that here.
Okay.
This is a neutral spaceport, so it's not really owned by any one particular empire. While the Lekshayan Empire has more control here than some of the others, they're not necessarily in ownership of this part of space. It's kind of in free space. It doesn't belong to any particular empire. So is where you're going, by the way, as well. It's still in free space. The map, technically speaking, find the reference map they have in diverse book. You are technically like around this area here, where you're not near the war. You're not in the war zone, but you're not in Lekshayan space. You're near that Fornax, is what it's called. Maw, kind of near that space.
Okay. Talurra, how much money do we have?
Enough to buy whatever you need, pretty much. In terms of actual money, we have 5,340 credits to share through the entire party.
Budget demand. How much for that trinket? It's common. And it's a
How much
ring.
was it in the book?
It doesn't say, it's just common rarity.
Oh, it just says common.
To give you an
It's
idea,
the common price.
the pH potion of healing is common. But it's also consumable, so it would be less than normal.
Right.
From personal experience, I'd say 100. Does that
I
sound
was
fair?
just about to say, 100 credits and it's yours.
Is that enough that we can use from our coffers?
Yes. Talurra will hand over the money to Deborah for that, or the credit card.
Okay. Deborah just like puts it on the table and picks up the ring. And goes back to the mesmer. I think she would want to be on the mesmer.
The mesmer you can channel magic through. Your magic can channel through the mesmer in order to activate its mesmerizing capacity.
Oh, then definitely that one.
It also looks like a giant living creature. Not actually alive, but it is in appearance similar to a giant living creature.
Mm-hmm. And that would probably be the only thing Deborah would actually buy.
All right. Well, I think that covers everyone, doesn't it? Is everyone all purchased up for supplies? All right.
I just sorry.
so-
I just for context, I just added. I actually did add a spell component to my character.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Harris,
Yeah.
don't look so shocked.
Anyone who might need some, that's what the spell port definitely carries them. Standard spell component stuff. I mean, they're not going to have 15,000 gold pieces worth of diamond dust, but they would know where to get it.
I mean, literally, mine is just a cantrip one, so it's like 5, especially prepared gauntlet worth at least 5 gold pieces. So,
All right. Well, if you're all purchased up, the fleet is ready for takeoff. You have 4 jumps to make. Out of those I've rolled, you will have 2 random encounters from my table.
ooh.
So we will begin. The first jump you get is a freebie. So the first jump you make, the fleet makes the jump okay. You make sure everyone's here all right. Alt makes a sweep around the area in their fighter craft. Comes back, everything looks fine. So you prepare for the second jump. Ooh, 19.
We explode.
All right. I was hoping I would roll this one, but I was kind of hoping at random this would happen, and it just so happens to be what happened. Okay, so on my D20 table of random space stuff, you appear into, and everyone piloting needs to give me a pilot check.
All right.
I'm not piloting.
So actually, I think you might be piloting one of these ships, Sarah.
I might be piloting.
I'm trying to think of. So we have the Mesmer, we have the Drill Diver, we have the Penguin King, and we have Alt in my personal craft. So we have 5 total ships in our armada.
I mean,
Alt and I are in our personal craft.
You can have the personal craft in the hangar and just.
I don't think we
pilot
have a
it.
hangar.
We
don't have a hang.
You can dock them. Come on.
Doc. But then, so yeah, we have me, Alt, we have the captain.
Spot.
We need 2 people other to fly the ships. So Nox, I'm assuming, is 1 because you have a decent. I know you have piloting,
No,
I
I
know.
don't.
or I know you have a decent dex at least.
You know, a Skathári is never going to have piloting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
yeah,
plus
I'm
3
still
in
not gonna ask
dex.
Deborah.
I
That's
have a
probably
plus
the best
3
of the
dex.
group right now, Hera.
Oh, God.
Piloting is a skill.
And then we
Yeah, it is.
need either Eisen, Zora, or Meriel to take over the other ship.
Don't the Space Marines get a bonus to piloting?
I think they did. I'm pretty sure they did anyway.
That's slow. Meow. I heard you.
Yes, we're getting more and more of an armada. We're going to need more pilots.
Space Marine is proficient with piloting at
Can
third
we
level.
go back to the spaceport and buy a top shelf piloting AI?
Yeah.
Top shelf pilot.
You mean
I actually could have
autopilot?
bought piloting AI. I talked about it last session.
Didn't
Yep.
we do exactly that? Didn't we have to try
No.
and convince?
You were going to, but Alt did not like
Alt
any of the
didn't want any of them.
personalities.
They didn't have the personality Alt wanted. So Alt's like, no.
They don't want any. Yeah,
I
Alt
don't
didn't
want
want
any.
any. Now, you guys could have purchased some for your own craft that the AI would have piloted for you. I can kind of ad hoc that. Does anyone want to go
it's
over
fine.
the AIs real quick?
It's fine. We're gonna learn from this
think it's
mistake
funny.
when I crash the ship that I'm piloting. Which one am I piloting?
I don't know. An AI core is really expensive.
No, these aren't AI cores. They're not like a complete AI. They're like a tiny artificial pilot.
Okay, but which ship am I piloting? Which one do we want to lose?
I mean, we're going to be losing you too, if that's the case, Sarah.
Find it out.
Possibly.
They probably have escape
Critical
pods and
hull
shit like
damage
that.
doesn't necessarily mean death for the occupants.
Hera,
Not right
Hera, roll a
away.
d3.
Right, right.
Hera, roll a d3.
I rolled a
D3,
1.
Hera.
Which one is that?
All right, so that's the
Okay,
Penguin King.
I'm piloting the Penguin Queen. Grip Penguin Queen. Oh no! I rolled a nat 20.
Hera
All right.
going on and on.
You're
about how
fine.
the Penguin King's gonna die, and then she rolls, and it's perfectly fine.
Yep.
What a drama queen!
Perfectly fine. You're good then. All right.
How
You
did I-
deftly navigate the Penguin Gang through what I'm about to describe. Those of you who catch this reference will definitely get a inspiration point if you don't already have one.
Also, I rolled a
Um,
19 for mine.
19, okay. And who else was piloting? I think that's it, right?
I think Meriel.
Who's piloting the Mesmer?
It's either Meriel or Eisen.
Dexterity, I can do that.
I say you're I think the next highest Dex character.
I was
So
gonna say it's either Meriel or Eisen.
Yeah, I also have a +3.
Did you put any ranks in, or do you have a pilot as a skill, Eisen, or no?
No, I don't.
Eisen.
Eisen.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Wait, so the only two people who have piloting are probably Vex and Alt, and they're both flying around in their own little.
I don't have
Piloting.
piloting. I just have a +4 to piloting.
Just a big good
Sorry,
dex
I say
score.
19. I actually have a 23.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 on the die, but I figured that's more than
Yeah,
enough.
the 19 alone passes. So yeah.
I mean,
And-
didn't Scott say earlier that I had a proficiency in ship
Yeah,
piloting?
Yeah,
you
you-
get it as proficiency. So
You got it at third
if you
level.
wanted to, you could have selected it as a skill, as one of the skills you have.
Okay.
Oh no, it wasn't an option. They didn't give you an
Oh.
option. The immediate thing you get with the fighter subclass is it's like you're proficient in piloting.
Oh, all right. So you just get it.
Yeah,
Okay. So you get your proficiency plus.
probably
your
because you got a
dex.
super suit on. I guess that's piloting in a way.
Makes
Where's my
sense.
super suit?
I love that movie.
It's such a great movie. Oh, wait. Yeah,
This is for the greater
looked
good.
up
I'm the
True Strike.
greatest good you'll ever gonna
I'm
have.
your wife. I am the greatest good you will ever have.
I was just reminded of how garbage True Strike is as a spell.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's the worst.
Did we decide who's flying that last ship? Is that me?
I guess
You,
that's
yes, or you or Eisen, whichever one has the highest. Who is the
just the
higher?
highest
Trust me,
pilot mod.
You don't want Deborah driving anything.
Yes, no, you're the one we're not asking to pilot it.
I mean,
You
I've
have
got, I've got a -1 dex, but I got the.
Oh, so that-
proficiency.
Okay, so I can.
it's
Meriel
probably
is the
yeah,
best
it's probably
You're asking a
I
medieval.
rolled an 18 anyway,
Yeah.
so I
Okay,
think it should be
you're good.
okay.
all right. So
A medieval
all of you
witch
successfully
Piloting
navigate
a spaceship.
the craft
It's bad.
Funny.
through probably the most disturbingly scary thing you have ever seen. These asteroids, which are coming at you at speed, appear to be literally appearing and disappearing randomly based on where you're looking. So these things are quite literally phasing in and out of existence as they're rolling through the space. Again, those of you who catch the reference to this get an inspiration. This was from something.
I don't get it.
I
admit to
have
that.
no idea, but
Hmm.
I somehow imagine Nox is just like,
This is very
Jesus,
scary.
take the wheel.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, this is
closes-
very scary because literally,
just
as you're
closes their
looking
eyes.
around to see, they're appearing and different. So you have to quick navigate, maneuver through the space as the rocks are really phasing in and out of existence based on where you're looking.
The only thing I can recall
Okay.
remotely like that is something from Farscape, but I don't think that's the reference you're trying to make.
It's not
No.
not Titan E,
No,
not Treasure Planet. We already did that.
no, we already did that. It's definitely not Treasure Planet.
Do
Those
they-
references
do
are
they-
done.
It's not the
Do they-
Orville when they were going to that dark matters field, was it?
Nope.
I'm not going to keep guessing because
No, it's fine.
I just keep guessing. You know.
Do they come in and out of like the
When I
ethereal
mentioned
plane
the
or something
name of
like
it,
that?
They literally seem to be like phasing in and out of existence.
So like they gradient fade out and gradient fade in.
No, like pop, like they're popping into existence
Oh.
and then popping out of existence,
Hmm.
like they're phasing.
Kind of cool.
Yes, you navigate through the quantum asteroid field.
Can we tell where they're going and coming back from? Do they come like from a different plane of existence or?
That is the theory. The theory is that they are phasing in through a very weak part of the verse where two universes are close together, and they're quantum phasing from one verse to another.
Okay, I see.
The theory is that there's a weak spot here, and that it could potentially dimensional breach to another reality. altogether. That's the theory. But
All
these are quantum asteroids. They phase in and out of existence based on whether or not you're looking at them. So they have a quantum property, meaning that they are capable of being in both a state of existence and non-existence until you see them.
Schrödinger's asteroid.
So very scary asteroid belt to navigate, because they could still be there even if you're not seeing them. So
Nice.
you very masterfully, all of you, and Alt gets a pass because not here. You very masterfully navigate your spacecraft through the quantum asteroid field to the next jump point. You
Can
make the
we,
next jump.
Scan these to be able to
Sure.
pick them up on sensors later.
Yes, you can scan them in order to detect the belts later. If you do attempt to do some scans on them while you're piloting around, it's entirely possible. And then you will have them in your sensor array, so you should be able to detect them later.
Okay.
I was thinking scan them so we can replicate it with technology, and then we have a stealth
You
ship
could
that
do
is
that too if you
extra
manage to catch
stealthy.
one. The problem is catching one.
That sounds like a mission, like an entire endeavor.
You'll try to remember where this belt is located. Hopefully it doesn't drift too much. And then you jump the third time, again, encountering nothing, thankfully. 20. Okay. That's an interesting one.
We explode.
Oh, dear God. All right.
One of the characters.
Well then, you teleport the fourth time to the fourth jump point. You haven't got to the jump point yet, but when you jump, you get to the point where you need to jump the fourth time to get to the space station or the ring world you're heading to. Then on the way to the fourth jump point, you see an abandoned space station. The space station looks completely abandoned. It doesn't look like a lot of functioning power, if there's any. There's a lot of bodies drifting around the outside of it. You can see even from this distance. There's
scan
several
for
large
life signs.
breaches in the hull.
I'll scan for life signs.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Where's my perception? 17.
17. You pick up a biomechanical life sign.
It's only not a replacer. Let's just keep going.
Sounds like a replacer.
It was just the wind.
The whole station's dead except for sparking power and one biomechanical life sign. Might be safe to assume replacer attack.
What is the biggest weaponry we have aboard? Do we have nuclear torpedoes or something like that?
No, you don't have anything that crazy. I do believe the drill diver has scorchers
I mean,
and then
that out
auto
of the-
cannons.
Out of left field. Come on, it's just a nuclear weapon. Like,
we've thrown a ship at something before, and we've got several of them, including one with a impact attack.
Which person didn't we do the loyalty mission for?
So,
Yeah.
Eisen, I've got some bad news, man.
I'll charge the station. Let's go.
The
Eisen
only
will
ship
beam you over
capable
to
of
the station. We'll
surviving a
pick you up
charge
later.
attack
Bye.
is the drill diver. You're pretty sure that not even the replacer would survive the drill diver's attack. You're pretty sure, anyway.
okay, but what if we want to stay at range?
At range, you would have to shoot it with the auto cannons.
Oh god, that sounds awful.
What part of the station is this biomechanical life form in?
The center. The space station looks like a giant disc. And the life form is in the center.
So is it Disc World?
No, like an actual, like a giant hockey puck.
Are there any power is not really there anymore, so it seems
It's
like
phasing on and off. You think their dark matter drive is leaking.
Now, is it like a solid hockey puck or is it like a donut with a central
Solid hockey puck. It is not a toroidal shape. I
Okay.
think that's the name of the shape.
Nice.
Tordial.
Tordial, sorry. Thank you.
It's turtle.
Uh,
We're in Spelljammer. Sorry.
does the
Spelljammer.
station
There's
have
a
like any
planet that's a turtle with a flat.
Is there a
on
planet
top.
nearby?
Nope.
Damn
Just
it.
a space station.
any,
Looks like it was on one of the shipping ports.
any weaponry on the space station?
Most of the weaponry looks busted.
Anything that could be salvageable?
You'd have to go inside to see if there's any online weapons. Really, none scans from here because the system keeps shutting off and turning on again.
Honestly, I don't want to ram this thing because if it survives, it can get aboard easily because then we're in like attach range. So I don't like that.
And then
Auto-
potentially
shooting-
you've given a replacer a spaceship.
Yeah, exactly. And shooting the
Yeah.
entire thing apart with
point of-
autocannons also sounds like we'll be here a while.
Yeah.
Not if we
I
position
don't see
ourselves
the
right
point
above
of
it and then
going
fire
toward it.
down.
Do we have like some kind of like satellites or drones that we could?
Eisen does have a point.
Deborah-
If you position
Deborah
yourself
summons
above it,
a
you
little-
can fire straight through the middle.
You say that, and Deborah summons a little moon with a little creepy face mouth on it.
I meant something that we can like put there as a warning thing. Do not dock.
Oh, no, you
Place
don't
it
have any.
aboard.
Yeah, no, you don't seem to have any.
Let's just position the ship over the top, blast the center, and send it out the other end, and then salvage what's left.
The problem is, I think Replacer can like survive the vacuum of space. So if we don't hit it, it just flies through space until it hits something.
Yeah, but not us because we'll be on the other side.
Oh yeah, but
It's someone else's problem at that point.
someone else's problem. Yeah, but that can also become our problem again if it hits some other spaceship. Have you never played not Mass Effect, Dead Space?
Do you know how big the universe is?
So, two alternative options. Deborah's Mimos, which one?
Mimos.
Mimos.
Yep.
Mimos. Is a viable option if we dock and just let it roam. How far is your control on that?
It's familiar. So after 100 feet, I can't give it any more commands, but it can survive
How-
being past
How
that range.
accurate? How accurate are the autocannons?
They are your accuracy. They attack with your attack.
Do they?
I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
they
a
do,
pretty
yeah.
big canvas with the top of the space station, so we could write just Replacer
Yeah.
in it with autocannon fire.
Right. You could just Swiss cheese the thing with auto cannon fire, and it would essentially be dead.
No. I see what
Probably.
Nox is thinking. Literally right
idea is to-
replacer with the gunshots.
Yeah, you could technically do that, right? Right into the thing by shooting the words replacer into it with auto cannon holes. Yeah.
What
you
if
could.
we take the dead's blood and we smear it on the front and say, "Don't undead open inside"?
Damn it! I was 2 seconds away from making that joke.
All right, I have a plan. Mios, if he's destroyed, you can resummon him later, correct?
Of course.
All right, we position the ship over it. You summon Mimos. He goes inside the station, bites the.
We do not need to get closer. Mimos can survive in space fine. If we are
Well,
not in a
I was-
hurry, I can just have Mimos fly over there and see what it is and fly back.
He bites him. We target Mimos and fire.
At the last space station,
After
we should've
100
gotten better
feet,
weapons
I will not
for
be able
our
to
ships.
sense Mimos. Mimos will be on their own.
But we can scan him.
You could. He would come up on scanners.
He's
So-
come,
Granted, by that same logic, wouldn't the replacer also come up on our scanners, guys?
Yeah, it does come up on us.
Rendering the whole
It,
putting
it
Mimos
technically
in.
does come up on the scanners, but it also looks partially like a computer. So it looks like a biomechanical device, which could essentially also still be a computer, but could equally be a replacer.
oh, thank you, Fables RPG, for the follow.
All right. Do we need to get closer to get a better scan, or
At this range, if there's any weapons still working on the space station, they wouldn't be able to easily target you. If you get closer, you would essentially be engaging the system if there's any weapons that still work.
I maneuver my ship that I'm piloting closer, locking on the autocannons onto the one sign that I get from this biomechanical sign. And then I'm going to ride into the surface of this thing with my autocannons to replace it.
I'll be right back. I'm going for a walk. Where's the airlock?
Oh boy. All right. Eisen's going for a walk. You begin your.
Do I need to roll anything for that?
No, that's.
Okay.
If you're not shooting something specifically, you're just drawing
No.
with it. So it's just
I'm
like
just
drawing.
Yeah.
You're just drawing with bullets instead of,
The highest of art forms.
Sweating bullets.
Make it a little bit more fun. Try to hit Eisen.
Hey, Eisen, dodge this.
Oh my god.
How much mega damage is that? You can take it, right?
It's
a
a lot.
As someone who's played a mecha game and been shot by anti-mech weapons, it's not fun in those games.
No.
I bet it's not.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Eisen, what's the plan here?
Well, I was going to go board the station.
That sounds like a really terrible idea.
We're gonna go in.
Yeah, sure, that's ways. If there is one of those things on board, that'd be quite the fight.
Who says I'm going to fight him?
Meriel,
I'll just go back out the other door.
get me close to Eisen. I want to make sure they're not going in alone.
Jeez.
This is not a combat mission. This is recon.
I understand. I would rather not have aggression unless necessary.
I mean, these things are very dangerous. So if you're going to do it, lad, just be careful. I've watched him tear a man in half before. Literally, not metaphorically.
If I come across one of those things, I'm going to aim my cannon at the wall, punch a hole, and go into the space.
That's probably your best option. They don't have good maneuverability in space, not like you would.
I'll make my own exit.
So are you actually going?
Yeah, I'll do an EVA.
Okay.
Or how close would you actually get me closer? Because you're kind of piloting the Mesmer, I think.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. Deborah also just.
You also know that from any distance, if magic is channeled through the systems, the Mesmer could mesmerize anything that looks at it. This includes the replacer. But potentially could be Eisen too if he looks at it.
Yeah.
Ooh, shiny.
Does that require a roll at all, or do I just do it?
You
If you channel a spell into it, it activates.
Oh no,
it costs a spell slot.
No,
Essentially.
moving closer.
Oh,
like
moving closer,
Deborah
no.
wants. Okay.
No. Unless you're going to attempt to stay out of weapons range, then that would require a pilot check. If you're just going to fly at it, no.
Sorry, my cats are playing. In case you hear the random meows.
Adorable.
I heard that.
Then
That was cute.
if the station doesn't shoot at me, then that means this weapons are off, doesn't it?
That is good logic.
That and I'm more nimble, so I can dodge better in space.
You would potentially be very hard to hit, since mega weapons can't target individual creatures. Just
Then
ships.
Ship staying at a safe range, and I'll approach and see what the universe has in store.
All right. You approach the derelict space station. The hockey puck shaped space station, as you get closer, looks as though it is definitely some sort of like quick spaceport of sorts. You figure a station like this probably doesn't really even have much of a place for people to stay. They essentially park here, refuel, grab some food, and then head out. Do you think that's what its intent was? There's really not a lot here. Potentially there could be a market of different things available if enough ships are stopped at it, but obviously they didn't survive whatever happened here. The damage done to the people that you see drifting off in space here, as you get closer, Eisen, is definitely akin to that of energy weapons of some kind. You've seen damage like this before. In the wars, you've basically been cleanup crew to harvesting minerals and stuff to surviving battlefields. The company you worked for harvested minerals. They did all sorts of mineral harvesting. Sometimes that was former battlefields.
So these wounds don't appear to be replicator based.
They could be. Energy weapons are uncommon, but they could be a replacer weapon if the replacer managed to take somebody else's blaster. Or if it had one grafted into it. These things are strange.
Do I need to go in through an airlock, or is it their vented
There's
section?
holes. You can just drift right in.
Then I'll go through a vented section.
There's several sections that have been thoroughly vented. The giant blast holes of whatever happened to explode here. As you kind of float through the area, you notice this particular area was used for rare gas storage. So you think this part exploded, rupturing most of the internal components of the space station. So maybe this was used for some sort of nebula harvesting as well. Because nebula gas is also a very, very highly traded commodity in space.
As I approached before I entered, none of the weapons seemed to be functional.
No, you don't see any weapons. None of the weapons seem to be online. As you get closer, you don't notice any lights on the exterior. So
No shields?
No.
From the approach angle that I went in, I'd let them know that that was a blind spot if there were any weapons on the other side.
Eisen's report comes in, there is a blind spot. As you drift into the interior, you do notice a sealed airlock door. You could open the door and go through the airlock, or you could vent the airlock and just go in.
Does my armor have mag boots?
Yeah.
I would.
It's Space Marine armor, of course. It
Okay,
does.
just want to make sure I would secure myself and open the airlock.
Okay. You secure yourself and go through the airlock.
Did we go with Deborah following you?
Well, if my report came in to let you know, Meriel could approach that portion of the station for you to come across.
Yeah, just let me know how far you want to go.
So how far you ever need to get.
When you get close enough, she'll just be like, "This will do," and she comes out of the ship and she follows you, Eisen.
Okay.
Talurra will move closer with her ship because I assume her ship is a lot smaller and more maneuverable, more or less to give the two dumbasses entering the ship an easier getaway.
I was gonna say I'm gonna park it in neutral as close as I can, so that if anything goes south, they can just hop in.
Right. You get as close as you can for an easy exit if anything happens to go south.
Also,
pretty quickly.
weapons are definitely trained on the ship, just to be safe.
Right. Get ready to vent anything that might happen to happen.
So
I've
your
been posted up at the airlock waiting on Deborah to come in.
your
Okay.
impulse
You
frame.
and Deborah make it to the airlock.
Your impulse frame has like little thrusters and stuff on it, so you can like move half your movement speed, fly. And if there was gravity involved, which there's not, if you're not touching something within the end of your turn, you fall. So in space, it's fine.
Since I've got my mag boots on, I'm attached to the hull itself.
Deborah has an 8 climb speed, so.
You get to the airlock. You and Deborah both do. The airlock engages, and you are inside the ship. Eisen, your suit indicates that there is breathable atmosphere inside the interior, with a high level of carbon monoxide, assumedly from some sort of smoke.
Do I smell anything in here?
You smell smoke, and you smell burning. Mostly electronics.
I don't smell rotting
Some
corpses.
bodies. No, you don't smell any yet.
Okay.
There's a lot of fire in the area you're in.
Okay. This area seems clear. Does not smell of replacer. Though the area is quite foul.
Pulling out my scanner, are we able to see where that life sign is?
Triangulating with Nox's scanners that first picked up the life sign, you are able to triangulate where the life sign is, but Nox is basically giving you an update, because now that you're in the ship, Nox can scan both of you and the replacer and get a relative distance. So basically, your relative distance is Nox telling you how far away they are.
Is this going to be like the USCMC with the xenomorph and the vents?
Maybe.
I'm reading my plot.
I'm gonna attempt to sneak behind you. You know I'm there. I mean, just mean like we encounter something. It doesn't attack me right away.
All right.
12. Deborah's not known for being sneaky.
Go through the burning section of the ship, which you think was used for some sort of gas processing. It says there's a breathable atmosphere in here, but judging from the amount of smoke Eisen and Deborah see in here, you don't get much. Eisen, you can also send a video telemetry back to the rest of the ship, but your suit is detecting possible wireless interference, which is common if there's a replacer. So you're not sure if they'll get your video feed.
All right, so it's coming through a VHS quality then.
Yeah, yeah, it looks bad. It's staticky. There's lines that kind of mow across.
Oh, so look at the
Occasionally
horror
a
movie.
series of numbers trickle down. You know, it's about VHS quality with a bit of matrix code dangling in front of it randomly. And that's the interference you get from the replacer in the area. They always create a fairly large detectable field of wireless interference. So you get the flaming section of the ship behind you, and now the section you're moving up to is perhaps some sort of fueling station. You think some of the gases from the other parts of the ship were converted into fuel for some spacecraft, or perhaps fuel to jump some spacecraft, to give them a boost or to give them a refuel real quick if their engines needed recharged after running from something.
How many meters is the update showing it that we are away from this thing?
The last update Nox gave you was that this thing is about 20 meters from you.
All right, I think that's close enough if you want to send Mimos up there.
All right, Mimas, be careful. Sends out Mimas.
Mimas floats around and begins floating through parts of the ship that are kind of dark. Not a problem for Mimas, but probably would have been for the rest of you. Eisen, I think you have lights on your suit has lights, so you're probably okay as far as lights go, but you're a dwarf, so you wouldn't really need them. Deborah, I don't know, does your species have dark vision?
I don't think they do. Let me double check.
I was pretty sure they didn't, but I'm not 100%.
No, they don't.
Okay. All right. So Mimas basically transfers its dark vision to you when you look through its vision. And you stay connected to it. As you look through parts of the ship, you see this thing, and you see where all the bodies that were inside the space station have gone. And there is a small pile of them, carved up, cut to pieces, and very badly mutilated. Presumably organs of some variety that seem to be useful or intact, as the replacers have scanned them, are literally preserved in glass jars, filled with some strange liquid. No one really knows how the replacers know how to make this preservation liquid, but this liquid not only keeps the organs functioning, but prevents them from decaying for a small period of time until they can wire them into the replacers. You've seen replacers do this before, you've heard tale of it. Your species knows of this strange liquid, and they do not like it. You see that this liquid is preserving several organs from not only parts of your species, the other Skathári species, but there's also other mammalian organs here that could be from any number of different creatures: brains, livers, hearts.
I am a doctor, believe it or not. So can I roll a medicine check? Just curious.
Sure.
My background is ship medic.
Didn't you at some point heal one of us?
Yes.
Horribly?
I can heal you.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why I said never do it to me.
I can heal you.
I'd rather die.
I can bring you back. And oh, medicine's
I am a doctor,
wisdom.
But
That's
who needs a medical license anyway?
14. License.
14. You suspect that this is some sort of technological version of the spell, the old spell that may or may not even exist anymore, called Preserve Organ. But it was done with technology.
That one doesn't. But what is the spell? Wizards can learn it. Because I remember Zebediah using it. But it's a spell that like keeps things from aging after death after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, preserve or whatever it is, basically. But it's magical. But in this particular instance, it is technological. It is the technological equivalent of that spell. So this liquid technically functions in a dead magic zone as well, and still preserves whatever's inside of it.
Deborah definitely has Mimas come back, and before Mimas even gets back, Deborah's like definitely a replacer, and fills Eisen in on everything.
All right. Well, then let's egress.
All right. You about face and GTFO.
Mm-hmm.
And the spacewalk is nice and brief. Eisen, Deborah, you're able to get onto the Mesmer, no problem. Because Meriel parked in the blind spot.
Okay.
We don't have any spatial charges or anything. We can blow this thing up, do we?
Just bullets. And it's not really going to blow it up. It's just going to vent it.
Let's just leave it for now and come back to here if we ever need to.
Okay, can we just deploy do we have beacons we can deploy? A warning beacon?
I already asked that. I wrote replacer on top of it.
Yeah, she did.
Nox, before you went on your spacewalk, Eisen, Nox wrote replacer in bullets in parts of the ship where someone would jump into the sector. They would see replacer written into the side of it with bullets.
Not as effective as a beacon, but okay.
It'll work.
It certainly is cheaper.
I mean, I can already see some dumbasses. Oh, someone found some loot here and wanted to prevent people from getting it, so they faked the replacer message. Let's check it out.
You think that might also be why the replacer is still there?
I kind of had a secondary dumbass thought. If you're using the autocannons to fire that as bullet marks, for some reason I just saw my character drawing, connecting the dots with the laser sword on spacewalk.
Just actually having it right in cursive.
Drawing a giant phallic symbol in bullets.
See, no one will go here now. There's a giant phallic symbol on it. That's it.
No, I'm playing Nox, not Nyx. I know it's only one letter difference, but Nyx will absolutely draw a dig on this thing, but not Nox.
All right, so you've marked it as best you can and decide you'll come back here later with a beacon or something or some kind of explosive and blow the thing to hell if you
as
can.
Hera said.
A
Right.
nuke. I want nuke. The next
blast it
time
to
we get
hell.
a chance, we just buy some weaponry.
Hera, there is a cybernetic you can get for that.
In nuke cybernetic?
No,
Yes, you can get a nuke installed in your body.
I don't think we want a nuke.
Harris, you can castigate the enemies of the Godhead.
Wait, doesn't that take you with it?
Yes, it does.
Yes, that's the joke.
I mean, if it's a cybernetic arm, then you can maybe also have
no,
this
it's implanted in your chest.
Yeah,
Oh, in
it
your
takes
chest,
all of
okay.
you with it.
Can we
You're
have
fucked.
like U-235 or something?
Oh, I'm thinking.
I was
I
thinking
don't-
of like an arm-mounted like fat man from Fallout.
Yeah.
I have a slightly better idea, though. How many of those corpses had chests that we could confiscate? Effectively,
Why?
just plant the nuke charge into said chest piece, and either take it back or launch it out the window.
If
Or
we can get
just
an
alternatively,
if we can get
We could just
uh,
leave.
implant, if we can get an
Yes.
implant to put like into a chest of someone for a nuke, we can also just get a nuke.
Right. Yeah.
That's the big question, though. Which
Still
one's
doable.
cheaper?
Probably just the nuke.
The nuke's actually super
It's
expensive.
free.
Actually,
no, the implant's
I
actually
stand
cheaper.
corrected. I stand corrected. The Penguin King has a missile barrage.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's not a nuke.
but it is a missile barrage.
Harry, you
Don't-
very specifically said nuke.
You don't want a dark.
Yeah, the Penguin King has a missile barrage.
You don't want to use
If it
dark
ha- if it
matter
has-
nuke unless you really have to. They create
Let's-
areas of
let's-
anti-magic.
Were any of those tanks inside still full of, volatile material?
Yes.
Fire.
The
Okay, now-
eyes of the Penguin King are the missile barrage. It shoots
Oh
out
my
a
god,
barrage of missiles.
yes.
Okay, Mav, I know we've been
All
playing
right.
a lot of stationeers with all of the volatile gases and shit, but I think you need to leave that aside for now.
Okay,
If
everyone stay
everyone gets a
clear.
safe distance, then you could essentially missile barrage the thing and it will blow to hell.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Okay. All the craft get a safe distance from the station, and by safe distance, I mean a safe explosive distance. And then the Penguin King missile barrages the tanks that Eisen and Deborah identified. Because you did a recon mission and know where to fire, you know where to place the missiles to do maximum damage. So thanks to Eisen and Deborah's recon, you know where to do the maximum amount of boom. And some of the refueling and fuel stations parts of it that they noticed on their travel through are still filled with volatile chemicals that somehow didn't explode. And thanks to the missile barrage, they do. A small missile barrage later, and there's very little left of the station other than chunks of debris floating in space.
I scan for signs again.
I
You
pass out the
find
popcorn.
no signs of life, mechanical or biological.
And that's what you get for messing with that.
Problem solved. Let's go.
Right, and you make the final jump, the fourth jump, and in the distance, you see a mega structure like this. The ring world that you are heading to, specifically this part where the spaceports are. And you see two sections you can head to. A section that looks like a smaller kind of like, not necessarily like civilian section, but a smaller private dock where you could dock the entire fleet, or the city docks where there's a large ports for several even Titan ships, as well as other massive docks. So you could dock at what's the city section, or you could dock at what the Amoeboids have told you is the Skyad Labs, which is the laboratory section.
So somebody liked the sun so much they put a ring on it, is what you're saying.
Essentially, yes. This particular star is a brilliant yellow, a yellow so brilliant there's definitely something more than just star going on here. You suspect there might even be some magic, perhaps, going on in this area.
I thought there was going to be some wars going on.
But there's definitely a lot of brilliance to this sun. One would say it is quite radiant.
So this is a Dyson world.
Basically, it's a giant donut shape around the star. You see no asteroids, you see no planets, you see nothing in the vicinity of this star, as if the construction of this structure took all of those materials to build. So, do you dock at the lab, or do you dock at the city?
Well, we were told to come here for a mission, right?
You're told to investigate what happened.
Yes. Were we told where to go to investigate, or?
They've got no communications
Nope,
from the
all right.
whole station. So you're to investigate the station.
Life signs.
Surprisingly, there is a very large amount of life signs that come up. In the lab section, there are none. In the city section, there are 2. In the entire mega city. Now, this is a mega city, not just a city. This mega city can hold, I do believe I have written in here, 20 billion people.
And there's
And we detect two.
2.
Well, I think that's a good place to start then.
Is
Yeah,
one
Are there
spark-
Two people.
Are there any ships docked or anything like that?
No. There are no ships in any of the docks for the lab or the city at all.
Hmm.
None of the
What-
docks look damaged. Nothing looks out of place.
What about power signatures?
Everything seems to be working just fine. All systems are online and seem to be functioning nominally.
How many
your
missiles do we have
systems-
left?
Let's not kill the 2 people. We don't know if there are people.
Your systems also detect that there is an AI present in the city.
Ooh.
All right, let's check it out.
Let's
Probably towards the
let's-
2 life signs.
let's not pull a Kevin Harris and just shoot everything from orbit.
As we're approaching, can we ping the comms array, see if we get a reply?
Yeah. You ping the comms array, and a polite-sounding voice comes across the comms. Ah, greetings. I presume you are the, I suppose rescue mission would be the appropriate order. My name is Overseer. I am in charge of operations in the city.
There doesn't seem to be much to be rescued left.
Well, I suppose if it's people you're looking to rescue, then yes, there would be very few. 2, to be precise. Well,
What?
1 I know of.
What happened exactly? Why are there only 2 people out of approximately 2 billion?
Well, the initial study, scientifically speaking, was only done with 1 million people. But still, those million are definitely long gone. There was an invasion of sorts done by some strange creatures I've never seen before. My databank contains information on approximately 1,000 worlds and a number of species quite similar to your own. Unfortunately, I did not know what any of these creatures were. They did not appear to be from any of the worlds scanned. They were not replacers. This entire station is equipped with an electromagnetic pulse. If any type of mechanical life form that I do not find necessary for this world's existence shows up, I am quite capable of eliminating them immediately.
All right, where do you want us to land?
Port 5 is open on the city side. If you wish to go to the laboratories first, Port 1 is open.
All right, we'll go to Port 5. Look through the others. We should find those people.
I
Yeah.
will await you inside.
All right, let's bring them down.
You bring down in Port 5 and you park all of the ships nice and easily. There's plenty of open space. This port is
So much room
colossal.
for activities.
There is so much space you can park badly, and there's still room for someone to park next to you. It's like an empty
like those-
Walmart parking lot.
You can park like those assholes with the trucks
Yeah.
who take up 6
Right.
parking
God.
spots. somehow.
Totally do that, and it's acceptable. There's no one else.
Directed to a spot.
Hera's like, what do you mean? How can people do that? Why?
We're at Space Mart.
So
we're
you
at
park
Space
in
Mart.
the Dock 5. Dock 5 is one of the long, narrow docks that have lots of branches that go off that many different ships can park at. You know, a majority of these parking spots are for freighters of different kinds that could drop off supplies or necessary food or other type of materials to be used at the station. Though you suspect something this big could potentially create all of its own food, so it wouldn't really need too much in the way of exterior supplies. You think maybe this was used for luxury items? A lot of these docks appear to be in pristine order. Everything is clean, well taken care of. Nothing looks used or damaged in any way.
Are there any other ships here?
Not a one. You even see some little cleaning droids or drones kind of scrubbing the floors as they drive around.
Space sagebrush goes rolling past.
Yep. An old newspaper. You're not
So
sure why
that
they made it out of
existed.
paper.
I like the idea of the equivalent of that rolling past. It's just like a little Roomba rolling past.
Chases after the paper. Just a little Roomba chasing after the paper that keeps blowing
I
around.
was thinking it's a Roomba, but it's like a BB-8 Roomba. So it's
It's
a
a
tumbleweed
BB-8 Roomba. It's just rolling around, dragging a vacuum behind it.
It's that little robot from Wall-E that keeps cleaning up the tracks.
He's got the little scrubber on the front of his leg. Yes, I love that robot. Mo, I think his name was. Mo.
All right, Deborah skitters in, I guess.
As you get into the main docking area where the people and the freight would be moving around and stuff from all the different ships that would potentially park here, A nearby computer kind of illuminates, and you see
Deborah flinches.
you see a bit of information kind of flicker across the screen. Ah, greetings. It is nice to, I guess, see all of you would be the appropriate answer, although most of my cameras and viewports have been destroyed in the attack.
Where
When
So
was
I
that attack?
unfortunately
exactly?
can't give you much in the way of vision when it comes to the city.
are the two life forms?
One life form seems to phase in and out of its movement. Is very difficult to track. Again, a lot of my sensors inside the city have been damaged in the attack, and almost all of my cameras were taken out.
Is there a station armory?
As such, there is not.
Well,
It was initially designed as a civilian program. Any such weaponry would have been provided in the necessary use of any attack by the civilians who were in charge of security. The entire program was done as a means of attempting to create a utopia of sorts as far as society is concerned. I was to be the deciding vote of any decision the council would need in case of a hung council on the decision of something. I was to be the deciding factor that was to be for balance in the city, hence my designation of overseer. My central core processing is where you will find the other living creature. He has stayed here since his arrival, although his arrival was after the attack.
When did the attack happen?
The attack happened approximately 3 months ago. It was precision. Whatever these creatures were, they attacked with speed and precision. They left no corpses behind. Not a
Were
single
they humanoid or?
of sorts. They had appendages that were similar to yours. Well, again, their form is unknown to me. I do not have a camera feed to show you, as all of the digital information is stored in the central system. You will have to make your way through the entire mega city to get there. Although I have detected other anomalies present, I would be careful.
Besides your EM, are there any other station platform defenses?
The sensor system is equipped to a network of fighter craft that can be deployed. This entire network of fighter craft were disabled by some sort of disruptor array when the ship landed. The ship that landed here with these strange life forms was a Titan-class ship, the largest said ship that I can dock at this particular station. They used one of the Titan ports. At first, all of their credentials seemed to check out to a dated human craft from some 250 years past. But I unfortunately did not catch any other anomalies until the life forms poured out into the ship. Their movement was swift and sort of chaotic, but they targeted only the living. Nothing else was barely damaged. My sensors and defense systems were almost all destroyed. But that's it.
Before they were destroyed, did you get any good sensor readings on the ship?
The ship was from, as I stated, some 250 years ago. The designation was RL7. What the R and L stand for, I'm not entirely sure. I'd imagine there's some human designation for it.
I thought you were going to say Stein instead of 7.
My brain went the exact same thing, Scotty.
Sorry, what did you
Two of you know that abbreviation
Scotty?
a little better than the rest of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's Redlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, R.L. Stein's an author.
Redlock. I am unfamiliar with this term. Is that a mega corporation? Was.
Not not anymore.
Technically, at the moment, no.
As we're rescuing them, I say we get the sensor readings so we can upload them to our ship so we can be on the lookout for it and stay away if need be.
I will upload the information to your PDAs. It should at least allow you to identify the craft if you see it again.
Mm-hmm. That'd be for the best for us.
External sensor systems pick up this Titan-class craft as being quite dangerous. It was equipped with an array of weapons, but it did not fire a single one, not in its exit or in its entrance.
All right, let's go find these people now.
Yeah.
Let's go find the person who keeps going in and out of phase.
What direction?
Something tells me they might need our help more.
What direction is your core?
The central core of the city is where you will find me. My processing is where you will find the only stable life form living here. It is quite a distance from where you're currently located. This is a megacity after all. The entire city streets are designed in a ring design. It should be easy to navigate that to some degree, but difficult if you run into any anomalous behavior. Some of my senses, still functioning, although badly, have picked up strange anomalous behavior in the regions. I cannot describe what it is supposed to be, because I have not seen it before myself. I am unfamiliar with the ways of your magic, as it were. I only know technology. Apologies.
Are you able to connect or interact with our ships and use their sensors for better scanning?
With your permission. There is no AI present, so I just have basic security protocol to bypass.
Then use our sensors to find out what's out there.
Triangulating. Give me a moment. Some of these ships are rather old. Almost as old as that Titan-class craft. The Penguinkin is approximately 173 years old. Still in good shape.
Talurra internally, that's almost this old. That's old. A bit. That's around my age. Because elves. That is a great mug.
Wife made it. Right. It does appear as though I'm able to give you a little bit of a better picture. I still don't know what I'm looking at, but maybe you will. Here, this is what the sensor arrays have brought up. And the screen sort of statics and then shows some city streets. You don't need much of a check to know what you're looking at. The city is entirely populated by the population that was here. Only now all of them are ghosts.
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
You've heard stories, but you've never seen them, perhaps with your own eyes.
What kind of ghosts are we talking about here? Are they like in constant pain and look aggressive, or are they just like, oh, I'm just going shopping like normal. I'm not dead. Oh.
Yeah, most of them look like they don't know what's going on, although there's a few that look as though they might have seen the other side and are definitely a little aggressive.
All right. Do we have freezing temps or?
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody got a spirit box on them?
Right here.
What's the EF rating on it? Is it a 5?
Oh God, not a 5. Not a
Yes.
5.
Can I start insulting it yet or no?
Oh God, it's a mare. We can't. Nope.
I sort of have a connection to the ethereal plane, right? So do they just exist like here, or do they exist over there as well?
You're picking up some sort of interference that's keeping them here. Something is keeping them here.
I'll actually try if I can even pull energies from there and try to create a weapon.
Wait, if you can sense ghosts, then you would sense something weird with Deborah then. Deborah doesn't have a soul.
Oh, fun. I have someone else's soul. That's cool.
That's rough,
Case
buddy.
Mistaking identity in the soul sense.
Deborah,
it's not mine, I'm just borrowing it.
Deborah,
I'll give it back when I'm done.
Deborah is hollow.
Okay.
That's actually what it's called.
That's awkward.
That's neat.
Yeah,
it works, but you're getting some kind of static. So it does work, Nox, but something else is happening here. There's some sort of spectral disturbance.
Oh,
I don't like this place.
What was that movie called? Came out like 2008 or something. It was like U.S. Army going into like Ukraine, and there were like ghosts that attacked and stuff.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about.
What was
That's
that?
partially where I got the idea.
Ah, cool. We're fucked.
Yeah, I was thinking
It's called
Poltergeist.
Spectre. It's called Spectre.
That's what it was called,
It's
yeah.
on.
Oh,
it's
it
on
was
Netflix.
Netflix. No, it was a Netflix movie.
At least
No,
it's not
it-
like Ghost Ship.
It was on. I remember it being
Anything
on
is better than
Sci-Fi
Ghost Ship.
I
before.
It was probably on
TV
Sci-Fi as
before.
well, but it was on Netflix a while ago. I don't know if it's still there.
Yeah, if that's what we're doing with her, fucked.
I do have a quick question about all of
Uh-huh.
that. Would telepathy have any type of interference or damaging anything that would throw the telepathy off? The
No.
kinesis?
You may be able to detect the presence of a mind if there is a mind nearby, using telepathy or telekinesis, like a telepathic sense. So you would detect one of the living creatures if they happen to be nearby, since you wouldn't see or feel the dead ones, telepathically speaking.
Gotcha.
So Nox can sense the dead, and you can sense the living. You're walking radar. Although now that you see the picture from the ship's sensors, these ghosts don't appear to just be living their lives like normal all the time. They appear to literally live their lives like normal in an area, and then disappear.
Does it look like any type of temporal effect?
No. This
Are
looks
they-
to be like the ghosts are phasing in and out of where they're stuck.
Are they looping?
Perception checks.
That's what I just asked.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
temporal,
sorry.
the timeline. If they were
Mhm.
just repeating the...
yeah.
If they're,
Perception
they're
checks.
residual ghosts.
You have to word it better, Sage.
Shut the fuck
13.
13?
16.
17.
17? Eisen's Zora, what'd you get, Meriel?
20.
20. Okay. You notice for sure.
I'm not even gonna try.
The ghosts are repeating the same actions when they appear. They're doing the same thing over and over again. The ones that aren't doing that are the hostile ones.
Okay, so we just have to
Wait, the
determine
what?
which ones are residual and which ones are actually sentient.
Hostile. Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of them are hostile. Like, they're like angry. They look like visibly different. They have strands of ectoplasm kind of dangling off of them that looks like something is like, but something about them seems odd. As you notice, and you've stared and kind of observed at them a little bit here, something about them seems to sort of ripple. Like, almost all of them seem to ripple in a wave when they appear, and then their actual form seems to ripple every so often. And then another ripple comes across them again as they disappear.
I picked the wrong kind of witch to be. That'd be perfect for this. It's a different.
What's the time loop? How long does the each loop last?
Approximately 10 minutes. And the buildings inside the city look completely intact. There's not even a broken window in sight. Either that or Overseer has fixed them all. You're not sure which. He's had time.
Wait, are there bodies?
None. Not a single corpse. At all.
The way you described it almost reminded me of like a hologram, but I'm sure that's not right. Like
It almost would look like
like-
that. Yeah, it almost would look holographic.
There's not one of them walking around with a giant H on his forehead, is there?
No, you don't see rumor anywhere.
Arnold.
So, fantastic swimmer. All right. Enough of my Red Dwarf references. Eisen, you get an inspiration point if you don't have one.
They're dead, Dave. They're all dead.
They're all dead, Dave. They're dead, Dave. They're all dead, Dave. Oh, yes. If you don't have an inspiration, Eisen, give yourself an inspiration point.
Stack these up.
You have to use them. All right. Yeah, so that's what you see from here. And the more you notice the array and the looping of stuff, the more it seems to be that whatever's happening here is maybe something that's keeping the ghosts here. Not necessarily in the traditional ghost sense.
So we find the source and we can set them all free.
I am picking up a strange radio signal that was emitted from the central tower approximately the same time as the attack. At first, I didn't think anything of it, but now that you mentioned this and I've seen the same thing you have observed, perhaps something is going on here that is able to be deactivated?
Maybe it has to do with that person who's not showing up.
I do believe it has something to do with the person who's in the central processing core.
All right. Well, I guess we should head there then.
That seems to be the central point for the radio wave. It's also the tallest building, reaching all the way to the top of the superstructure.
All right. Sounds like a good place to start then. Ready to move out?
My neat little doodle, it's that one.
Ooh.
That one.
Oh, I see.
All the way to the top. All right.
Stop then.
Main batteries target and open fire.
You can't solve everything by shooting at it, and I'm suddenly reminded of one of my other characters.
All right. I get to use this neat table. I didn't have a table for this, and there's a table now, thanks to Tasha's got the cauldron of everything.
I'm scared.
There's a table now. I'm excited for this table.
If it's named Yama, we need to run.
Mahogany.
Scotty, I still love
Mahogany.
May that table rest in peace.
Pieces. Jackass.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's afterlife. It's all one table.
There's a ghost table out there right now.
Didn't we have...
It went up to the great IKEA in the sky of Mount Celestia.
Jesus, that's hell for a table.
Oh, well.
Didn't we have like one skeleton armed with the table leg that we did find, or was that a different campaign altogether?
Yeah, it used it as a club, and then that skeleton died, and it's lasted a very long time. That poor skeleton. That went through so much.
Okay.
The table went through so much.
What's up?
All right. So you walk out of the spaceport into the area outside of the immediate where the spaceport's at there. Welcome to the lower levels of the city. In order to get to the central tower, you must first get to the streets. There are 2 levels of the lower city. Once you've gotten through both of those, you will be at the entertainment district. You are currently in the small class district. This will work all right for your particular heights, though if any of you were taller, you would have problems here.
Looks at myself.
I think a lot of these parts of the ship are made for a species of living creatures shorter than yourself. You would be very much at home here. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm saying names correctly. Talurra, because your people are subterranean. And this is a very subterranean feel to it. No signs of daylight, lots of artificial lights around. Looks like city streets and everything like normal, but, it's enclosed. The nearest section to go above is approximately a mile that way. And the lights sort of illuminate down the tunnel the direction you need to go.
Neat.
All right. Well, let's get going then.
All right, you travel a mile down the narrow tunnels. The narrow tunnels, again, would be great for any species that's used to living subterraneanly. However, maybe not so much for anything that would be considered large-sized. It's a bit cramped.
So I'm in the middle ground?
Yeah. You're partially cramped.
I'm partially cramped, but it's also subterranean, what I like.
Yep.
Cozy.
It's that right butter zone of cozy.
I like to
And
think
you reach
two legs are in the ground, the other two are in the walls.
Yeah. You reach the sector that Overseer told you about, and it's a large elevator. And the large elevator looks as though there would be perhaps a hologram or something there that would activate and talk to you, but it just sort of fizzles and doesn't turn on. I do apologize. The greeters were all disabled in the attack. These beings that attacked did not appear to initially understand that some things were holographic. If it looked alive, they attacked it.
Sounds like they were pretty jumpy, so...
Deborah probably pokes it once or twice with her staff. It keeps moving.
You all get onto the large lift elevator, and it goes up a level. After it stops on this next area. Welcome to the average class living quarters. This would be for anyone who is not used to subterranean living, but still requires a bit of daylight for their everyday life. There are sun ports in several parts of some parks that exist here. Several species of trees and other living creatures were put here to represent a peaceful place for one to spend time to reflect. The closest port that takes you up is about 2 miles that way. An arrow appears on a nearby screen and points.
Why do I get the feeling we're going to have a demonic disturbance and be in quarantine?
You go 2 miles that direction, another walk later, and you find yourself in another large elevator. This elevator goes up, up, up. And now you are at a much bigger section of living. Now, this elevator took about an hour to go up. The last elevator took like 20 minutes.
Wow.
This elevator took an hour.
Wow, this is a really long loading screen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where are we? The Citadel?
The Citadel would be small compared to this, for reference of size.
But not the loading screens.
But not the loading screens.
But not the loading screens.
Loading screens are the same level of gigantic. This section is for the higher class individuals that had more money to spend. The society was not based off of credits, although your position in the society could be if you potentially bought your way into the higher classes. These sections of the city are more upper class. A lot of the amenities are more luxurious. There are several small entertainment sectors here, although they were elite entertainment sectors, usually reserved for only people of this district. The entertainment center proper on the main street level is where we are going to be headed. You need to head through these districts. Unfortunately, you should start to see some anomalies here. You need to travel 3 miles this direction.
All right.
Deborah summons Mimas.
And you begin your travel. And dice are being rolled.
Deborah summons Mimas.
Hooray!
And Mimas casts Firestorm.
As you're traveling along, all the lights all of a sudden sort of like and get dimmer to like a really dim light in the area. And any dim lights you had, like flashlights or external lights of some kind that you attempt to turn on, don't appear to work.
I cast Counter Spook. No, I'm kidding. That should be a spell, though.
Yeah, Counter Spook.
Try and use your phones, but you don't have any signal anymore.
Yeah.
Crap like
yeah.
that.
Yeah. You turn on your phone flashlight and it just goes off. Really, like, when you've seen people play Phantasmagoria and the lights are flickering, it like that, only the lights don't flicker, they just go off.
Does the view suddenly turn first person and we only have a 5-foot move speed? But if we press the sprint button for a whole 10 seconds that we have sprint, we can move at 7 feet?
You're giving it too much credit, Scotty. That's
Fast.
5.5
We will move
at best.
faster if you look down on the ground. I think that's only something that actually Vex might get. Because of the GoldenEye speedrun.
Really? Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, you
well,
look down, you
so-
ran faster.
No, it's because less frames got
Yeah, I was about to say
loaded.
it must be because it's not rendering as much stuff on the screen.
It's not rendering
not
as much,
looking
so
at
it
anything.
runs. Yeah, so literally, there are some levels you just run only looking down at the ground and hoping that you can get
The
everything
funniest
running.
thing is, however, how that was found out. Like, that is the best part about it.
Right.
It was found by accident by an old guy who just he got the tip. I read in a book, put your nose to the grindstone, so I just looked down and just kept going from there.
Put your nose to the ground,
And
grindstone and haul ass.
Yeah.
Literally.
All right. You travel through this dim sector for quite a while, and all of you get a very supernatural feel while walking through here. Something doesn't seem right. As the lights dim and you begin to get this horrible feeling, a plethora of ghosts seem to literally appear around you. Some maybe even in you, as they begin walking around and doing their everyday tasks. They don't appear to care that you're there or even notice you. As some of them might even pass through some of you or parts of you, you feel just a deathly chill. And just a weird sort of like almost palpable slime on your hands for the briefest of seconds. This feeling is normal for you, Nox. You're not weirded out by this at all. You do this all the time. But everyone else is definitely a little disturbed by this.
Do a few of them get stuck in me?
Yes.
I was about to say, like, if Deborah's hollow, do they, like, just...
They walk through just like she's a wall. Like they just... Vroom, like
No,
she's not really-
I mean, since she's
like
hollow,
stuck.
there's a home there.
Yeah, stuck.
It's more
Let's see.
it's more of her body and soul are separated, so they're still like connected, but they're not literally together.
You get a few weird sensations as some of these ghosts walk through you, Deborah.
I turn
Like,
on my
you
flashlight
almost-
and I cast Moonbeam. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Like you can almost feel their thoughts, but not really, as they pass through you.
Deborah avoids
The rest
contact.
of you just feel really weird. It feels like both a static shock and a cold sensation at the same time as this ghost passes through you. And as I stated, all of you either get passed through or touched by one of these ghosts at some point because they're not even acting like you're there, like they can't see you.
Yeah, I avoid any contact with them.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. It's cold and staticky and just generally weird.
I know what spell I have prepared in case there's a hostile one, though.
I have a spell ready. It's called Punch.
I also have a spell ready. It's called Gun.
Oh, that's the best spell.
I even have 3 flavors of Gun.
I have 2 flavors of Punch.
Left and right.
They just
All right,
like
so I
lump
guess we're
this garbage together. Who wrote this book?
Sorry. Kidding, I don't even know what you're reading.
The Monster Manual.
Oh.
Like, this is lump garbage together? What is this trash? It's supposed to be in alphabetical order, and there is just no alphabet to it.
Who's alphabet?
I know it depends sometimes on like the creature type. I know this is not what you're looking up, but like a werewolf and those are not in W. They're like lycanthropes and they're in L. So it might be like a
Yeah.
creature type. Like all the demons and devils are, but
I would
in demons
assume
and
as
devils.
much, but those types aren't actually together either. In that sense.
If you're looking up Ghost should still be in G.
You would think Ghost would just be in the standard, but it's not.
Yeah, it should be on the right hand side.
Ghost?
Yeah, like on the if you had the page book open, I don't know what page it's exactly on, but I remember it's on the right hand side. And it's a picture of this blue lady.
Oh, there, okay. That's funny because if you look Ghost up, it appears here.
It's
but
next to
not
Ghast.
alphabetically listed in the index.
Is it next to Ghast?
Yeah.
Okay.
There was another type that I don't know if they even brought.
That's
the
when
ghost.
everyone screams, nerd.
Nerd. It's okay.
Kind of embarrassed I knew that, to be honest.
You've probably looked it up several times.
Not as much
No,
as
this
I would
is
think I
fine.
would. What do
How
I...
times did you have to look that up for the Ghost of or the Curse of Strahd?
Okay, yeah. But how many times have... okay, yeah, you guys have seen a few ghosts.
Not just us. Haven't you ran multiple campaigns of Strahd?
Yeah, but the one...
Yeah, we've had a couple.
I've only run
ghosts,
2, yours and the one Blake was in. And the one Blake was in, you guys didn't really run into ghosts, and I think about it.
Ran into Strahd a whole lot.
Oh,
Did they survive?
Strahd ran... No, they didn't. And Strahd ran into you a lot.
Me specifically, because I could die and come back over and over, so I was killed a lot. It was like Bloodborne over here.
I just imagine like that you actually like the way you phrase it is like ran into each other, like I don't know, you went shopping, he went shopping, and then you were like in the
Yeah, it was about like that
in the
too.
noodle aisle, and then you were like, "Oh, hi, Strahd.
You were both
How
at
you doing?"
soup.
He was playing the classic
Both
villain.
at soup.
He was playing the classic
Yeah.
villain thing where he was there before they got there, and then he just smack talks them, and then leaves. But his version of smack talking was, "I'm going to kill Blake's character because I know this won't actually do permanent damage, and it's fun toying with him."
Yeah, I was a revenant, so he couldn't kill me. It was, it's such an inconvenience. You're a bastard, you know that. I'll just regenerate. Where's the next body? There it is. All right. I guess I'm a lady now. Okay. This lady had very poor choice in clothing. All right. Get my armor back on. Oh, of course it doesn't fit right. Great. All right. That weirdness that was a very strange campaign. My character hopped bodies like 4 or 5 times. It
was fun.
great.
Oh yeah, your character
Yeah,
was a
I loved
Bloodborne hunter too, so that fit.
Yeah, I was a Bloodborne hunter too, so it was just like Bloodborne. I'd die and come back again.
You may have just given me a great idea for a character, a schizophrenic revenant.
Yeah, look up the Revenant rules because they're in Curse of Strahd.
I like the old school Revenant rules, but I suppose they were almost the same. That was something they did stay at least somewhat true to. But anyway, rules aside, you travel through this crowd of ghosts uncomfortably for the next mile or so. When the ghosts you see the ripple effect across the ghosts, and you don't feel it. You don't even sense the ripple, but you can see it moving through the ghosts as they disappear. And all of them seem to disappear except one very angry looking ghost. This very angry looking ghost looks as though it is quite hostile in the roll initiative sense.
I'm going to punch a ghost.
Good luck with that.
I will 100% be able to punch a ghost. I got magic hands.
Oh, was that actually asking us to roll initiative?
Yep.
Oh, shit. Sorry. I thought it was just part of the common banter. I apologize.
I'll post mine in the chat.
Same.
And that makes it way easier to keep track of.
Oh yeah.
Same.
What's my thing? Of course, it's garbage.
Probably not worse than mine.
Ha!
Watch the 2 war mages nuke this thing turn 1.
But might as well say it out loud for those watching.
Oh, yeah.
I got a 22.
Oh, we got 2
Hey,
22s.
I also got a 22. And I think I have the higher dex, Hera.
I rolled a 19 plus 3.
I rolled an 18, so I have a better dex than you.
Meriel's 14, Eisen's 10,
Yep.
Zora's 8, and Deborah is 4.
Oof.
Oof, that's a tough one, don't you know?
Hey, I'm here. If you want to
Okay,
play my
Cash.
character when I'm not here, sure. Yeah, Blake knows all about that.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Hey, I'm a Strahd, don't you know? That level of out of character.
Initiative of the spooky. Oh, of course.
At 20?
Of course. I mean, what else would it be? You'll see. There's the initiative lineup.
Sweet.
Hey.
All right. So, wait, did I get that back? No, I didn't. Talurra, then Nox. Got it. Okay. I was like, wait, did I put the
Talurra,
22
Nox.
box backwards? I was like, wait a minute. Okay, now you good. All right. Leading initiative. There is a singular ghost present. Talurra. It looks like a very angry lady with cybernetic arms. She has a long trench coat and a small cat on her shoulder.
Mom?
All right. Talurra's just going to telebamp forwards pretty much and use Caustic Blade.
Caustic Blade. Sorry, it just sounds very like a Mortal Kombat or Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is an 18 on the die, which means 18 plus 8, so 26 to hit.
26 to hit?
2-6 to hit, yes. I have a plus 8 to hit.
And that hits Tiamat, yeah.
And since I hit, I'm assuming I beat its AC by 5 or more, right?
Yes.
All right, so I do extra damage to it.
I hope so. I was going to be very scared if you didn't.
With Striker now, when you hit it with a cantrip requiring a melee attack and exceed the target's AC by 5 or more, or score a crit, you can add your proficiency modifier to the damage roll.
All right.
Nice.
As you charge the ghost, however, I need you to make a wisdom save before you roll that damage.
Yay!
16 plus 0, so 16.
Okay. You, upon seeing the horrific visage of this ghost, managed to keep your composure.
Perfect. All right. So 1d6.
I'm going to look up how Skathári aged real quick.
8.
I totally forgot. How did I forget about that? It's like the most iconic thing that D&D ghosts have.
15.
Oh, Skathári only
Almost
lived.
aged your girlfriend to dust and Strahd.
Skathári only lived for 3 years. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no!
Suddenly, our choice of characters really bad.
This is like my kobold dying to shadows. It's just a really bad combo. Really bad combo.
What
What's
was
up?
that, Zora?
How fast can you re-roll a character?
Really fast. I have one. I have a backup actually. Where is it? Age. Oh wow. Okay, never mind. I'm fine. They mature at 15 and can live to 150 years.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, all right then.
Good.
Most don't live that long, just because they usually live on backwater, like mining operations.
How many more centuries do I have left on a dwarf?
Generally okay,
Yeah.
thanks to the aging rules not being as terrible as they were in
Yeah,
3.5.
Eisen, you should be fine. In fact, if they age you, it just means your beard gets longer. You know, bonus.
29 acid damage.
Oh, that's
Okay.
all.
And just a casual 29 acid.
Just
What-
casual 20.
I'm sorry. So let me just make sure this is clear. For the first move, you cast a cantrip, get 26 on the roll, and then roll 29 damage.
No, I got an 18. Yes. Do you want to hear my damage calculation, Scotty?
Yes.
I roll a d6, 2d8, a plus 5, plus another 5, and then add.
Isn't
yeah,
it
no, that's-
3d8? Oh no, wait, it's a blade cantrip. It's not a normal
No,
cantrip.
1d6
My bad.
plus 2d8 plus 5 plus 5.
My bad.
It's
my
the
bad.
plus 10 that helps you with the most of the damage.
Yeah,
there,
the plus 10.
Wait, where did you get a plus
Yeah,
10
the plus
from?
10. Plus 5 from the melee attack, then plus
Oh.
5 more from the
Oh,
Warmage's
go.
Edge.
Yeah, my bad.
How often can you
And
do that?
then,
Is that just anytime you cast that cantrip?
anytime I cast a cantrip.
Okay, cool.
Anytime once per turn. I only get one attack though, so
Broken.
I mean, that's the.
and
Deborah's going to be over here
yeah.
being worthless.
Yeah, Warmage is a bit overtuned, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, granted though, I've lost damage, actually. Do you not remember how much damage I was doing in the
I do
beginning of the
remember.
campaign?
Yeah, I'm going to go over to the vacuum
I
of
was doing this
space,
level-
and I'm just going to go float out there and die.
You're a good support character, at least.
Emotionally or
Okay.
physically?
Emotionally.
That's the response I wanted from Scotty there.
Perfect.
And
Deborah's the ugly friend, so you look beautiful in comparison.
you look beautiful on the you're beautiful on the inside, Deborah.
No,
You're
I'm
beautiful
not.
on
I'm
the
hollow.
Solid on the inside.
When we
There
go
is
to the
no
bar,
inside.
Deborah,
Careful.
see,
Be careful about talking about that. Ichigo might come and beat you up.
Yeah.
whenever we go to the
Nox,
bar,
it's your turn.
Deborah is the winged bug.
Oh, Hera, and also don't forget to roll the D4 when you make the attack roll. Because I debuffed it.
Deborah's a
okay.
witch too, so she's kind of not the person that tries. It's
Uh,
either
how-
super
how
sexy
far
or
is it
super
away?
ugly.
How far is it?
Yes,
It's
from me.
60 feet.
60 feet. Okay. Yeah. Well, I moved closer to it.
Okay.
So
Give me a wisdom save.
only to 30 feet. I don't know, like how if it triggers
That's
already.
probably the
Yeah,
range.
it does. It does.
Okay.
As you get closer, you notice how horrific the visage of this ghost truly is.
So it looks like
I
it
assume it
was human.
24.
Okay. You managed to resist the horrific gaze of this particular
Oh,
ghost.
sorry, 22. My bad. 22,
Sorry,
not
the
20.
horrific visage of this ghost. Not a gaze, the visage. Just looking at it is all it takes.
How old did I make
All right,
Deborah?
and I manifest a pistol in my hand. I'm going to shoot it in the face.
All right, make your attack roll.
That is 22.
22 is definitely a hit.
All right, and I don't think Vex demonstrated it, but I'm going to simply because it's fun. Since we are at this is Warmage hours, and I'm going to use Arcane Surge, which when I roll for damage, I can double my damage dice and effectively give myself a crit if I didn't roll a crit. It's a once per rest feature.
This is a once per rest feature. That's
Yeah.
why I'm not using it yet.
This is not
Wait,
something I can do. all
Wait,
the
not
time.
once per long rest. It's once per rest.
No,
once per long rest.
No, once per rest.
No, long or short rest.
Hmm.
Not broken.
Yeah.
And so I do 6d10 plus 4 force damage. I'm not rolling
Okay.
6d10. I probably have 6d10, but
Eisen, can I join you? For those at home, Eisen put in chat, I'll be out on the ship.
Don't go to the ship. We need you to take hits. Because functionally, neither of us are good at AoE attacking. That's our big.
That's 38 force damage.
Okay, it discorporates for now.
For now.
You gotta love ghosts. That was some great
Well,
existential
you
horror.
didn't resolve the reason why it was a ghost,
Mhm.
so it's still there.
That was the best worst part of Curse of Strahd when they're like, should we kill this
Uh-huh.
ghost? And I'm like, religion checks. And someone got really high, and I'm like, technically it'll just come back. And they're like, oh.
Here's the thing: if it needs help moving on, it should go to a therapist, not an adventuring party.
Oh, it didn't go to you to move on. It went to you to bring you with it.
I don't know. There's some.
I'm
there's some
sorry. I
clerics
just
that are
wanted to do that
therapists.
once because I got this feature now, so I had to hit it with.
Oh,
Nope, it's fine.
Don't apologize.
Hera's
It's what
like,
you
I have
have.
to-
Use
I
it.
have to
Bash.
one up you.
There'll be opportunities for others. This was just a
Sorry.
singular ghost.
It's abilities you guys have. Use them.
Yeah. You're supposed to use them. You got them.
I
right.
specifically didn't take the new Warmage trick that lets me use Prestidigitation and use Prestidigitation with an Arcana check to replicate any non-damaging cantrip with it. I was like, no, this is bullshit. This is like even those that are not on the Warmage spell list. And I'm like,
Mendy. Message.
Okay.
Mending is part of the Warmage's thing because Hera has that already.
Yeah, I have mending.
She also has super mending.
Message.
Messages.
You can
I
use
also have
Presto to cast message.
You can use prestidigitation to cast basically anything.
Well, it's
Any
any
non-damaging
non-damaging.
one,
That's not
Any
that.
non-
That's
Yeah,
not that
any
bad.
non-damage.
That's not bad.
No, it's not that
It's
bad.
not that bad, but it's also like
And no, Hera, mimic. I thought it was mimic, not do. Actually do.
no,
It's
you
mimicking.
actually
Huh.
no, you don't mimic. You actually do them.
I didn't read that all the way then. I would
You
have taken it
actually
anyways.
cast the spell.
That's
you need
so weird.
to like do an DC 15 Arcana check each time.
Oh,
but
that's a
you
high
just-
DC.
Yeah, but like
After a
have
certain point, that becomes inconsequential.
Right.
I already have a +7 to Arcana, so it
Also-
wouldn't be that hard.
All right.
It's the
Also,
Four words.
also, it's a cantrip, so it's like, oh, I
Right.
failed this time. I'm just gonna keep doing it till I succeed.
Oh
Right,
no, I failed
exactly.
it. Do it again and do it again.
right.
All right, let's get moving before more
Right.
show up.
And you continue moving along, and as you get to the elevator, we won't even really, well, you know what, we'll have you re-roll it, but everyone re-roll initiative because a whole lot of ghosts show up when
Thank-
you get to the elevator.
Thank you.
Something strange is happening in this neighborhood.
Oh no! Oh no, that was. I got
be
4.
perce- to
I
be
rolled
precise.
a nat 1.
6 ghosts show up.
Oh boy.
I rolled a nat 1 on my initiative.
Oof.
Nat 1.
Oh no.
Ooh.
What's the total?
So what's that make your total initiative?
4.
Oof. Talurra, what was your initiative?
18.
Eisen?
Tide of Meriel.
Tied with me.
Tide again. This time it's Shorty Squad.
I do believe you have the higher dex though.
Don't do it. I had the higher
I do with a
dex.
+4.
What was your initiative, Eisen?
12.
Estimate my
Well.
power.
Meriel,
What was
here's
yours,
a good
Zora?
thing though. I can help you hit it better.
13.
Okay.
Ironic, Scotty, considering I'm the one that's basically pulling a non-copyright Jedi move.
Yeah.
And I got 17. Much better.
Okay. And
I might get.
Ghost Squad.
I might get
Oh.
to do something.
You definitely will, because we can't kill 6 of them before you get.
Yeah,
Get
we
your
have
Okay,
no,
see,
we have no
see,
data.
you're right though, but there's more than one war mage in the party.
No, but you go before Hera does.
Yeah.
Being an ass.
I know.
What was your
Yeah.
initiative, Deborah?
Oh, 17.
17? Ooh. Battle of the high numbers this time.
Blake's
All
running.
right.
We're more serious this time around.
Back
Yeah,
in-
everyone's just like, we're ready.
A little,
And
little.
then Nox is like,
Ooh,
oh.
shiny. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah. Look at that neon light. Wow, that's really, hey, there's ghosts.
Holy shit, that's a ghost.
All right, there's the initiative lineup this time around. The ghosts were also not paying attention, and they're the ones that showed up.
Before we do anything, what's our layout here? Because we're moving towards them, or are they just like facing
Yes.
through the building and there's like they all like
You're
in
moving
one
towards the
location,
elevator.
or are
There's
they?
a large elevator platform that's going upwards,
Mhm.
and as you're approaching the platform, they're on the platform.
So there's just 6 of them
It's
on
like
the
that
platform.
one Tekken arena.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Hera, it's like that one Tekken arena.
Oh boy. Bring back
What?
memories of Tekken 5.
Yeah, Tekken 5 had the elevator arena that went down.
I'm just thinking that the one I had like story mode or something. It was really weird.
All of them have had story mode.
I never did Tekken, but man, I played the hell out of some Bloody Roar.
Oh, I that's not a surprise at all. You know exactly why I'm saying that
Oh,
too.
yeah, no, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Michael.
Leading initiative.
I need to get my dice box right. I keep throwing the dice and they keep bouncing down.
Your fancy PAX dice thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. 21 to hit.
That's definitely a hit.
What's your bonus to hit?
Wisdom save.
Oh yeah, wisdom save.
I'm going to make one wisdom save for all of them, not 6 individuals, because that's a bit broken, even though it is stacking auras.
Yeah, that's a 13. So
That can still be worse if you get low enough. Because then
You
you'd
got
fail
13?
all 6 at the same time.
13.
Okay, you pass.
Okay, good.
Though just
He passes.
barely.
Oh, good. All right, and then I'm gonna acid punch this one of them.
All right.
With acid?
Yes. Acid punch of acid. 17.
You just pull out 4 squares and just like on each knuckle. Acid
Wait,
punch.
I already rolled the attack. 21 was the last. Wait, was the 21 the last attack?
26
No,
was the last.
26 the last time.
Hmm?
26 was your last one.
Yeah. All right, 15 plus 8
23.
is 20, 23, yeah. So 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right. D8, D6. Does that beat it by 5 AC?
Yes.
All right. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 22. 22 points of acid damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn. Meriel, when you go to make your attack roll, roll a d4 alongside it, and that reduces its AC by the d4.
Oh, cool.
Figured that could help you.
Meriel.
Okay. So I rolled a D4 and I got a 2. So that means the armor class goes down by 2.
For this attack only, yeah.
Okay. I don't think I needed it anyway, but it was fun.
It helps.
Non-crit 20.
Yeah, that's definitely a hit.
Dirty 20.
For sure.
Woo! And just so I'm clear, I can use sneak attack with this?
If you're attacking the same one I did, then
Ghosts can be snuck attack. You hit him in
Perfect.
Good old fashioned 5th edition.
You hit him right in the organs.
No, my ghost spleen. I need that.
Right in the spleedly splooch.
my favorite ectoplasm sac.
All right. Then that will be
It had its appendix removed in
24
life.
points.
So as a ghost, it has a real appendix, but everything else is ghostly.
That'll be 24 points of radiant damage.
To the same one that he attacked?
Yeah, it's the same one that Talurra attacked.
Scotty, that's just a glaring weak point on any ghost.
All right. It's dead.
Oh, good. Wait a minute.
Ish.
Second death? I don't know.
For
Read.
now,
It's no longer undead?
it splashes. Yeah. Oh, I should state that. The last one, when you killed it, kind of went like it screamed and then just kind of splashed in a puddle on the ground.
Oh, that rotates some of the ectoplasm.
Okay.
For
It's
science.
ectoplasm. It's sparky.
Ooh.
Every so often, when you touch it and you haven't touched anything else that's grounded you yet, it gives you a static shock.
Mm.
That doesn't go away.
I get myself a metal disc, and I fly around on it.
All right. After Meriel is Deborah.
Oh,
There are 5 ghosts.
you know what? I'm just gonna get within 60 feet of one, and it needs a wisdom save.
Okay.
You're making it take a wisdom save in return.
I'm not close
you
enough.
need to give it a wisdom save first. Though. 'Cause
Oh,
you're how
sorry.
far away?
I'm 60 feet away. Charisma save, not
Okay.
wisdom. My bad.
You're fine then. Charisma save. Oh, that's even better. 10.
Oh, that fails.
Oh,
You'll need. Can you roll me D100?
sure. The red dice of doom said 48.
I use my lunar witch hex that they get special with them called lunacy, where I can cause madness. So
It
Does
doesn't
that
sound
do-
like it would help move the ghost on.
The ghost becomes attached to a lucky charm. I'll let you choose what that lucky charm is. It can be a person or an object. And it has disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws if it's more than 30 feet from it.
Okay.
It does not specify that it has to be something they have on them right now.
Something on them, their person?
Yeah, it does not
Or-
have to be something that's within the close vicinity.
Oh, okay.
So if it's like...
You seem that the ghost seems particularly covetous of its pocket watch for some reason. You're also not sure why the ghost has a pocket watch.
Alright, and as bonus action, Mimas will steal the pocket watch. No, I'm kidding.
You need to give me a wisdom save, though,
Oh, okay.
Deborah.
Wasn't sure if I was close enough for it. Well, I'm dead. 6
What'd you get? 6?
total.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
Well, you failed by 5 or more.
Yep.
So Deborah looks about 40 years older.
Ah, okay. Because she was 57.
Hera, when she realized she's turning 30.
She drank from the wrong cup.
It's only 2 days.
Now I think of it, she probably wouldn't look that much different. Bugs don't really change their look when they age. The color maybe fades a bit. Her color's already pretty
your color
faded.
would-
Are
your
you gonna
exterior
instantly
color would
molt?
fade a bit. Molting is normally what they do, but you haven't done that yet. Your color
You
fades a little.
You mold 40 years. You mold, what would you mold? In
That's the
40
worst
years
kind of
in 1
stasis. I'm
second?
just molting for 40 years.
Just
Oh.
molting for 40
What is
years.
this?
Oh.
What is this ash that just came everywhere?
Do you all see a visual effect, though, as the gaze affects Deborah?
And that frightens me, right?
Yes, you are considered frightened.
Okay, anything else?
You are frightened for a minute, and you aged.
Okay.
Hopefully she's not within range of other ghosts at the time.
I'm only having everyone roll once. I'm not going to stack the auras of the ghost that is guaranteed death.
Okay, thank you.
2 ghosts would be repeating death. Oh, you ran through that ghost aura while running away from the first ghost. Oh, save again. Oh, you aged again. You die of age. Wow, look at that. 2 ghosts and you just aura killed the party. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Piles of dust on the ground.
Yeah, just...
Oh wait, I never rolled for that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I should have had you do that. Wisdom save.
You got this.
Gonna end up Thanos
Yeah, I'm
snapping the
fine.
party.
I got
Thanos the party. Everyone dusts.
What'd you get?
17.
It's a low save, to be honest.
It has to be otherwise literally
oh,
party
yeah.
breaking.
With what it does, yeah. Zora.
Okay, so first question, how far are they?
They are a little over 60 feet.
Okay, so that's not terrible, but I do have to ask a question of mechanics, unfortunately. So you know my whole channeler spiel. It says it uses the same effects as the spell, but also includes my melee attack. If I'm using a line spell, does that effectively emanate a blade beam? Like, would it still travel in its line of said distance on said width and all that kind of good stuff? Or is it just a single hit?
Does it mention that the range of the spell changes?
It does not. Let me get the specifics. Mastered art of channeling the spell through your weapon strikes. When you make a spell attack against a creature within your reach while holding a melee weapon that isn't heavy, obviously, you can use your bonus action to substitute the spell with a melee weapon attack. On an attack, the attack deals normal damage in addition to the effects of the spell.
So you would need to be within melee range for that effect. Otherwise, you cast the spell normally.
Yeah.
But that doesn't answer the question, though. If I'm within melee range and
It would
do
still
that,
function like the spell, though. So
So
if
it
it's
would
a
be a
line,
bite.
it would still be a line.
alrighty. So if that's the case, then instead
It's just
of-
from your melee attack.
right. But it includes the damage from my swing.
Yeah. The initial target would take the damage of the attack. Everyone else in the line would take the spell effect damage.
Neat. So, okay, if it's 60 feet, then I'm going to go ahead and use my first bonus act, well, my only bonus action, to activate my element of air, giving me an additional 10 feet. And I'm going to dash around to the side, towards, I'd say, the right-hand side of the group,
Try to hit a line of them.
trying to, after I get close enough to do that. But right now, I'm just beelining it to the direction for the mechanics.
Okay. Sorry. Imaging in my head.
You're fine. I actually wanted to know if that would cause me to need a
You
wisdom
need a
save
save,
if
yeah.
I'm- okay.
Mhm.
Just wanted to make sure. Apologies for the mechanics. 14.
You pass.
Oof.
Though just barely.
Dum dum dum.
Dun, dun, dun.
The save is low, but it's not that low.
I think every character I've ever had in 5th edition that ran into a ghost always fails it by enough to do the aging.
Scott, it's
Red.
just the unluck of the roll.
Like, but I understand with patience though, because he's supposed to be really stupid.
I can, however, use my action to pull a normal attack. And I would like to aim Shatter at the center of the group and hit as many of them as I can.
All right. You certainly can hit all the ghosts.
Lovely. Apologies, but you'll need 6 Constitution saving throws, please.
That is unfortunate. They have nothing to their modifier.
Well,
Wow.
Unfortunate for the ghosts.
Their constitution's horrible. You can see right through them.
it's terrible. It's as if part of them is not here. They all fail.
oof. 16 thunder damage.
All right.
And I'm thoroughly enjoying still playing a caster.
I wish
Right.
that one with the watch, Ghost Watch, would have been on the ground because that would have destroyed it. But technically,
Yeah,
since
it's
they're
not
holding
anymore.
it, Shatter doesn't do that.
Yeah. Inorganic material such as stone, crystal, or metal has a disadvantage. So yeah, that's my turn.
All right. They all look like they took damage from that. All right. That was Zora. Eisen.
All right. Did Zora move up to attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moved up and melee sonic boomed them.
All right. So what's the closest?
60.
60 feet.
All right. I'll fire my impactor cannon at it.
All right.
$18 to hit.
That definitely hits.
All right. My shoulder cannon lets loose for 20 damage.
Okay. Looks mostly dead.
That's
Was
radiant
dead in the
damage.
first place, so it's hard to tell.
So it's still up.
Yeah.
Then I'll have sighted in with my concussion rifle and
Okay.
take a shot at it.
All right.
Oh, not 20.
Nice. That's a
Yeah.
crit.
Nice.
And ghosts can be critical because 5th edition.
All right.
Were we doing the thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Roll a D100
60.
All right, let me pull it up.
and roll damage while he's looking it up.
Yeah. Just had it marked. There you are. Your attack is so inspiring that you grant an ally that you can see an attack as a reaction.
You can see all of your allies. Who do you grant the attack to?
I believe Zora's in melee. Deborah's scared.
The only person who hasn't gone yet is Nox. Nox is standing back with you.
Vex,
Everyone else isn't.
Vex to do the acid punch thing, right?
I can't do an acid punch as a reaction. It's a spell.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you were within melee or something, right?
Yeah, I'm in melee.
At Talurra can attack then.
All right.
And
Roll
I'll
flash
shoot,
damage.
shoot
for
for
the
17.
17 ends it. It's dead.
It's dead, Jim.
Or it splashes.
It's splashed, Jim.
And then whichever one is the nearest, I hit. I roll a 22 to hit it.
That hits it.
All right.
You're like a spell sniper.
Hmm?
You're like a spell sniper. It's 50 miles away, and the only thing I can see through is a keyhole 50 miles away. I crit.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. So that'll be 12 damage to it
Okay.
with a punch.
All right. It looks damaged.
Looks partially corporeal.
All right. That was your turn, Eisen?
Yes.
Okay. Then in that case, the ghosts go. 2 of them are dead. Or is it 3 of them?
I think we're at 2 still. One of them is
Two
injured, though,
Okay.
of those 3 that were attacked.
So there's 4 left. Got it. Let's see. The one that Scotty cast the spell on spends its turn coveting its pocket watch.
That's fair.
Kind of stands there holding its pocket watch and says, "My precious," stares at it and holds it in his hand like, suddenly this is really valuable to me.
Actually,
Ghostly voice.
no, I'm scared. Never mind. I was going to do a reaction spell, but a reaction spell doesn't make sense when I'm scared.
Let's see. Meriel and Vex, give me charisma saves.
Oh boy. 15?
9.
Oh, no.
Okay, Meriel, the ghost disappears and attempts to walk into you, but you kind of block it. Talurra does not seem as lucky, and the ghost literally zooms into Talurra, and you see a ghostly color to Talurra's eyes.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
It's time to punch people.
What does the ghost want them to do? That's the question. Probably punch people.
Everybody else at the party, why do I hear boss music?
You are aware of what's going on. You suddenly feel like you are no longer in the driver's seat of your own body, though. You feel like you're kind of in the back seat and somebody else is driving. You kind of initially like see yourself go like hold your fists up like you're like life. Talurra says, uncharacteristically in a voice that seems to echo slightly incorporally.
I do not like that.
Anyone have any holy water?
I have holy shit water, but I don't think that's the same thing.
I think I know what Deborah's going to do, and I don't think you guys are going to like it.
Hey,
No, are you going to heal them?
it is what it is.
After I do my thing. Of course.
All right. Two of the ghosts, that's what they did their turn is they attempted to, one ghost succeeded in its possession. The other ghost failed, but that was that ghost's turn. Zora is also in melee. So Zora, give me a charisma save as well.
I don't think I'm in melee. I only moved up 40 feet.
Yeah, I
not the
say I
full
don't
60.
think. Yeah,
Oh,
they just
right,
used
okay.
Yeah, because he
Spell when I-
decided to not do the blade chain.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
was-
fine. You're right
yeah.
then. Okay. No, you're good.
Don't scare me like that, goddammit.
Hey, I'm the only one scared here.
Oh yeah, you're scared.
I'm 60 feet away, though.
You're also. Yeah, you are 60 feet. I thought you were closer. Weird. I thought you
No,
were closer. Okay, no.
Deborah's
They
like,
can't get
I'm
you.
not getting close to that shit.
All right. Well, the other ghosts don't really like the fact that that ghost couldn't possess Meriel.
Wait,
So
if she's 60 feet away, does that mean I had to make a save as well?
if you moved, you would have. If you moved any distance close, you all started right on the edge of their ghostly visage, and if you moved closer at all, you enter the space.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
you didn't
Deborah moved
move
up 5
closer.
feet, essentially, from you.
Right. Yeah. Deborah took a 5-foot step forward to be just that little bit forward, and that entered the space. So that's why everyone else had to roll, because you were all like right on the edge of the visage.
Right on the
Screw
edge.
that. I'm gonna be artillery.
And we were about to break.
Do it.
All right. Meriel, two of the ghosts slap at you.
Bitch.
Yep. They're done. They're slapping.
Does it work?
Well, they're attempting to touch you. They reach out a ghostly hand towards you to touch, to just grab a hold.
Slappers only, but I'm odd job.
One of them got a dirty 20,
Oof.
and the other one got a 12.
That one does not hit.
Okay, you do not get touched by that one. But the first one just grabs a hold of your arm, and you take 17 necrotic damage.
Ooh,
Jesus.
Good old ghosts.
As the ghost grabs you and goes, "Join us."
Nah.
And you see the ghost that's holding his pocket watch go, "I love you. You're so pretty. So pretty." It's just kind of petting a pocket watch that it has in its hand. Again, you're not sure why it has a pocket watch. There's many other ways to tell time, like a PDA, a computer,
It's
a heads-up display.
It's-
Why would he have a watch?
Anything.
it's that
So
old.
stupid.
It's that old of a ghost.
Just any other reason. Maybe there's a reason why it has a pocket watch. You don't know. It's weird. Also, I stole that from the picture of the ghost in the book. She's got this pocket watch just flying off of her hand. I think it's supposed to be an amulet, but it straight up looks like a pocket watch. So it's
That's
a pocket
fair.
watch. It also looks like she was decapitated and her head's holding on by like one little strand right here. It's like sliced all the way through. It looks
Oh.
cool.
Nearly headless Nicole.
Yeah, nibbly headless Nicole. Yeah. The other ghosts, you notice the damage done to them looks as though it was done by something with claws. All of these ghosts looks like something that had claws ripped them to pieces. Their
Oh.
clothes, their bodies, something just gouged into them.
Yikes.
And that was the ghosts' turn. They have all done something. Ah, that's hilarious. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm reading what the possession does. Nox, it's your turn.
Yeah.
I say everyone should be very happy how the possession works, because I know how the possession works. They should be very happy how it works.
I actually don't know.
I saw that.
Yes.
Talurra is possibly a lost cause. I don't know how to deal with that. How close is the next ghost to me?
The next closest ghost, if you haven't moved, is 60 feet.
All right. Snipe that bitch.
All right. Make your attack.
Snipe the pocket watch.
That's 24.
24 is a hit. There is 3 ghosts remaining that you can see, or 4. No, because one's in. Yeah, never
You
mind.
can't see
One's
one
not
of them.
visible. One of them is definitely not visible anymore. You see 3 ghosts visible. One of them looks damaged. Do you shoot the damaged one? Well, they all
Yes.
look damaged, but one of them looks really fucked up.
Yeah, we're finishing off the fucked up one.
Okay.
That is,
It's leaking ectoplasm everywhere.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
this is
it's
probably
like
going to really
splashing
hurt.
out
That's
of it in gloops.
15. That's 15, 21, 25.
That's definitely a hit by like a country mile.
Yeah, that's not the hit. That's the damage.
That's the
Oh,
damage.
the damage. It splashes. It splashes everywhere, and it was next to Meriel, so Meriel gets some splash on her. Talurra does too, but
Yeah,
Talurra
force
looks
damage if
completely
that
unaffected
matters.
by the splash.
If that matters.
Force
So it was
damage.
force damage? Okay.
Don't know if it matters, but it's force damage.
I mean,
it does for
it does to a
ghosts.
degree. Yeah, it does to a degree.
Granted, I'm not sure magic damage doesn't mean much. I can never remember with it.
I know meta wise, Nox is
Yeah.
probably the most effective here.
Mhm.
And is that your turn?
Yeah.
We loop back around. Talurra, your turn happens. You don't get to take it though, because you're busy looking at your hands
Yep.
going, finally, now I can get out of here. But how? You say that out loud, and you're not sure why.
Is everyone else?
Meriel, it's your turn.
Is everyone else
You just
clearly
heard
like?
Talurra go, finally, I can get out of here. But how?
So at some point we should restrain Talurra. Get out of here. But for now, I think I want to shoot this one holding me in the face.
Its face looks like it could use a couple bullets
That'd be nice.
or blaster rounds.
How about a 16?
A 16 is for sure a hit. So you have reference because you fought these things enough. They have 11 AC. Hitting them is not the problem. Them touching and damaging you is the problem.
They're literally glass cannons.
Yeah.
And now I don't think I get sneak attack here. So
Not
no,
anymore.
technically not, because I'm no longer an ally.
I don't think I have advantage if I'm being held. I get 12 damage for radiant damage anyway.
Okay.
Ooh.
It looks pretty messed up.
Is there any way I could do some sort of like disengage action before my turn?
You're a rogue, so you can use disengage.
I
as
would
a
like
bonus
to
action.
use I would like to use cunning action to disengage with this.
You most certainly can. You can move. Disengage is 30 feet, right? It's 30 feet.
Disengage just means you can use your normal movement, so
Right.
30 feet.
So 30 feet. So yeah, you could effectively disengage and they won't get a touch to try and grab you again.
Cool. So I'm gonna do that and back up 30 feet.
All right. You're like, yeah, you know what? Eisen had the right idea.
I'm like, fuck that. Boom. I'm out.
Yeah, Eisen Knox had the right idea. Wait up, guys. I'm coming back.
I'm coming back.
I'm suddenly very concerned about my plan.
Hey, I'm still there. I'm just not completely there.
Just not there.
It's not
I'm
there.
there, not.
Deborah. There's 3 ghosts. Well, 2 ghosts. 1 splashed, so 2 ghosts left
Mm-hmm.
that you can see.
And I saw Talurra get.
You saw a ghost run inside Talurra.
Mm-hmm. And it
Almost
say
like, it
like,
was
for
putting
the
on a
last
jacket,
I'm alive
and that
now.
jacket was. What'd you say? Sorry.
And then I hear her say in a different
Yeah.
voice out loud, "I'm alive now."
Yeah.
Time
Now
to get out of here,
but
but
how?
how?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Not if you can't breathe. Who's within 30 feet of Talurra?
Nobody except for
Nobody
them.
now.
Oh, perfect.
Everybody moved out of.
A 30-foot
Everybody
radius.
moved out of.
A 30-foot radius sphere around you turns into a vacuum, and you immediately start suffocating.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Nice.
Let me just.
I gotta remember the suffocation rules, but I think it's your last amount of rounds equal to your con mod.
Scotty, Do you want to know how lucky you are? I was this close to buying something to prevent me from suffocating in our last store. So
Yeah, I wouldn't have done this if that was the case.
Yeah, the
was
whole
this
area
close
to
becomes a
buying-
vacuum.
It's 1 plus your con mod. Or no, that's if you hold your breath. If you are choking, which you are,
It's instantly a vacuum, so that would be the space in your lungs.
you
too.
survive the number of rounds equal to your con mod. After that, you're at 0 hit points.
Jeez. 3.
You're not dead.
3 rounds.
Just keep that in mind. You're not dead. You're at 0 hit points.
Yes.
There's a big difference.
Talurra immediately goes like grasping for air, kind of like.
And Deborah can't willingly move closer because they're scared. Speaking of which, do I need to re-roll that?
Yeah, sorry, you should have last turn too. I should have had
No,
you do it.
last
My
turn.
apologies.
They've been long turns. I rolled even less
okay.
this time, so screw it.
So
Alright,
the
well,
only
change
one
dice then.
effectively in a life suit.
I rolled a nat 2, then a nat 1.
You would be unaffected by the vacuum, Eisen, if you chose to run up in there, but
Yeah, there's no real save for it.
Zora,
was-
it's your. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was asking if am I the only one who's effectively wearing a life suit right now?
At this point when you're in your armor, yeah. I'm assuming nobody else wore life suits in here since there's an atmosphere and you can breathe just
Also,
fine.
that ghost that had
So-
the watch thing with the madness, at the end of my turn, that madness ends because I didn't keep it going.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Blake, real quick.
Yeah.
I've asked this before, but I can't remember if we got the modifier for it. My mask,
Uh-huh.
does that prevent me from suffocation? I wanted to set that up so I would be able to use that as a breather,
Suffocation.
but I can't remember if we did or not.
No breathing.
It would effectively allow you to continue breathing, but you don't have a life suit on connected to it. So, like, it would basically double the amount of time you could breathe in that environment without having a life suit on.
Here's another weird question. Were there any
Because it doesn't have oxygen tanks, you know?
It's a rebreather.
were there any gases in Talurra's area? Because if there
Not
were, the
really.
vacuum makes them not exist anymore.
Yeah, no, there wouldn't be.
Okay. That's probably the main use of this spell. Because if someone casts Stinking Cloud, you can be like, and it's gone.
Yeah, you could instantly destroy the gas. Yeah, that's a good use of that. I like that.
Mm-hmm. That's really smart, actually, to do that.
That's why I got it. I'm like, oh, that's a really good dark matter spell.
So it would double the amount of time you could be in the vacuum, basically, Zora. So instead, but you're walking into it, so you can hold your breath.
Yeah, you know.
So you could take a breath beforehand, and it would be like a rebreather. It would double the amount of time you could hold your breath.
Let's see. What's yeah.
But it is my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're holding your breath, you can hold your breath for the number of minutes equal 1 plus your con mod. But if you're not holding your breath and you're choking, it's rounds.
Oh, okay. So the other two, how far are they from me from my current position?
A little more than 30 feet. Because you weren't in the blast radius of the vacuum.
Right. And how far away are they from Talurra?
They're both like within 5 feet of Talurra. Well, 10 feet.
They don't need to breathe, so they're fine.
Last question before I move. Is there a straight line with the two ghosts and Talurra?
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Vet,
Most definitely.
Yeah.
quick question for you.
Yep.
Do the same rules apply from last game? From our last little quest? Okay.
Go for it. Go
Yes.
nuts.
Considering what I don't know if you're a threat or not.
Friendly fire's on. Go for it.
Don't tell that to Eisen. He'll shoot me out of fun.
No, it's just for us. It's
Our
just
private,
our
okay,
private. Private.
Yeah,
agreement.
I will use my continuous boost for element of air to move all the way to the opposite side of the ghosts to where I line up with both of them and Talurra. And I will finally be able to use my ability of channeling. I can never pronounce this correctly.
Can you type it in the Zoom?
Agonazar's Scorcher. into
Ah, my
laser
favorite
sword.
fire spell.
I love
Agonazar's
Agonazar's
Scorcher.
That's
It's my
the-
favorite.
that's
It's a
this one,
line
right?
of fire. No, it's a line of fire.
Oh, I'm
You're
thinking
thinking
Burning
of
Hands.
Burning Hands. Burning Hands looks like this.
A
When
line
you cast
of
Burning
roaring
Hands, you touch
flame.
your thumbs together and go like that, and it makes a wave of fire.
So now here's a bigger question. For that first one that I'm hitting with it,
Uh-huh.
I know I'm assuming that I would use a roll to hit,
Mhm.
but are the rest of them still considered dexterity saves because of the spell?
Technically, it would be a save for everything in the line,
Not including the one that I need to
not
roll to
including
hit
the
with
one you're
melee.
meleeing. Yeah,
Okay. So that is exactly what I'll do.
the other two would get a save, while the
Here's-
initial one would get
Here's a
hit
question
first.
then that I'm curious about. Does Talurra make the save or just the ghost?
Is it what kind of save is it? That's the question.
Dex.
X check.
Dex, and it would be used Talurra's save for that because it keeps its mental stats but gets to Talurra's physical stats.
And the damage would be done to both of them.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yes.
No, I
Well,
thought it wasn't. No, because it can't be targeted by spells.
until you get it out of Talurra.
Yeah.
So you have to
Yeah, so
down
I would
Talurra
take the
first.
damage.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, I
So
thought
I would
ghosts
only
had
have
total
advantage.
cover when they're possessing.
Yes.
No, you're right. You're right.
Okay.
Do you want to roll for this, Blake? And I can tell you my modifier. All right. I have a +4 to Dex
What's your
saving
AC?
throws. My AC is an 18.
Not including class features.
Oh, that doesn't include
No.
class.
No.
Actually, it'd be 17. Not including class
Yeah,
features.
not including class features.
Because -1 would because mage armor's up, which is up no matter what. So
Okay. So
Well, it also wouldn't get if you get intelligence to
yeah, that's why I said it's
AC.
an 17. It's a 17, not an
got
18.
it. Okay.
So I have 18, ironically, to hit on the ghost on the first one.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. And then the line of roaring flame after it.
So I'm assuming Talurra is in the save and not to hit, or
Correct. She's in the save. I'm hitting
Okay.
the ghost complete
hitting the
opposite.
ghost in line the rest of them.
Mhm.
Got it. Okay.
+4 in the Dex save. Right?
The ghosts, the one ghost that has to roll the save rolled a 4, so it got 5,
Oof.
Nice.
and Talurra rolled a 14 plus Dex,
So 18.
so
Okay.
18.
So my spell hit is 15 for that. So you take half of this.
Mhm.
And it's a dirty 20 for the flame damage
Whew. Nice.
and an additional 6 radiant on the first one that I hit with the laser sword.
So 26 for
Yes.
the melee one.
But 20 fire on all of them, half on the save, and an additional 6 radiant.
That's
on the
actually a
first.
really cool
I'm glad you
ability.
gave me that breakdown.
I
How
don't-
much was for the saved damage? How much damage would be saved?
Uh,
for?
10 for
I
the
don't.
damage.
You take 10
Alright.
fire damage,
fire damage,
because you made
Yeah.
that check.
Sorry, my brain shut off.
Right. No, you're
Okay.
fine.
You're fine.
I'm a human calculator, so that's fine.
And I'm a human question, so.
All right, so I'm taking 10 of 55 damage.
All right.
So,
Uh,
am I able to use the rest of my movement, or can I only use my movement to get up there?
you use your movement to navigate in a way that you would be able to hit
Okay.
them. So that was your whole move.
It would make a really weird sound in there because you're in a vacuum, and technically you're not supposed to be able to make a noise, but this isn't the silence spell.
Right.
So,
So you would hear the fire outside of the vacuum, but inside the vacuum, you would just feel a hell of a lot of heat that would stick around for a while, even after the fire left, because the vacuum would keep the heat there. Thermodynamics. It's suddenly just really
hell
hot
yeah.
here. It's
Gotta be the
really
heat death of Talurra.
yeah. All right. Eisen. There are 2 ghosts. One of them looks like it's clinging on to death. Life. Death.
incorporealness.
Somewhere in between.
Right. Then the one that is looking like it's about to leave this plane of existence, I'll shoot with a concussion rifle.
All right.
Oh, headache. Ah. Oh, sorry. concussion
Uh,
rifle.
14 to hit.
14 is definitely a hit.
Okay.
Oh, I should have took my ghost aspirin. Ah,
A gasprin.
Like Gasperin.
gives me horrible gas. But helps with pain relief.
That'll be 10 thunder damage.
Oh,
Alright.
that is concussion rifle. Wow.
It discorporates. Splash.
Am I in the splash zone?
Yes.
And
Nice.
I use shield. It is a reactionary ability.
Sure.
And the other one that's up, I'll lob some artillery its way.
All right. The other one that's up has taken damage. It's just now it's not as damaged as the one that got hit by the laser sword.
25 to hit.
That's definitely a hit.
Wait. I'm sorry. Finish off and then I have a question to ask.
Sure.
25 damage.
It also splashes.
How are you all doing so much damage? We're level 5.
The shoulder cannon is a pretty OP damage.
So, the ghost's ability, is it a concentration to keep possession of a person?
Nope.
Nope,
Yeah.
that's the worst part.
It's like wearing a jacket.
Oof.
There's only a couple ways you can break this.
Uh-huh.
I'm doing one of them.
Have fun. Have fun going through that HP pool.
Fun fact, I have to roleplay the ghost now, and it's going to act like it's trying to talk while it's suffocating. And that's what it does for the remainder of its turns until it goes to 0 and pops out of Talurra.
Wait, is that the last one?
I've
Yeah. They're all dead now except the one that popped out of Talurra.
Are we
so Talurra's body just drops from suffocating.
You dropped from suffocation.
immediately the spell's down, immediately go over, spare the dying. Actually, no, I go over
And the
before I
ghost
even
goes-
dispel it and just despair the
The
dying.
ghost goes like this. Maybe we can talk about this.
Older cannon.
Smile, you son of a bitch.
Eisen's like, I let my guns do the talking. Make your attack roll.
Rest
We
in
don't negotiate
peace,
with terrorists.
dirtbag.
This is for possessing my friend.
16 to hit.
That's definitely a hit.
You shouldn't be so possessive on your life.
17 damage.
Does anyone Han Solo the ghost?
No,
And shoot first.
but I apologize. I apologize to Talurra, but I'm going to do something she won't like. I'm going to heal her.
Oh no. Oh no.
Heal her.
I mean, I still got an extra attack if that's it.
Yeah, if you're gonna Han Solo, make your attack. The ghost's like, let's talk, and you're just like shoulder cannon, concussion blast.
Rifle to the face.
Yeah, Meriel, you could also shoot if you
To the
wanted to
head.
Han Solo the situation.
18.
I have a second attack.
Granted, can you cast a spell and do an attack? And do 2 attacks?
Probably not.
Not on my
Maybe
second,
channeling
but
counts as like a one-off.
I can only do it once per attack
that's
action,
fine.
but I do get 2 attacks per attack action. Just that second one I forgot to take.
What was your damage for the second attack, Eisen?
8.
8. Okay. Meriel, are you gonna Han Solo, or are you waiting to see what it says?
Yeah, I want to shoot it.
I was gonna say, come on now, you're bounty hunter. Let's go.
I
over
don't
this.
care what they have to say.
Guns are my religion.
Yeah, I let my guns do the talking.
20 points.
It splashes. 2 blasts from Eisen and a blast from Meriel sends the let's talk ghost into a splash. It is dead for now.
Deborah's shadowy spectral arms appear again with needles, and I do some stitch work. And I cast Flawed Reconstruction at 2nd level.
Oh god.
I mean, couldn't you just do CPR?
I already did that. That'll spare the dying. as you just hear like, and you heal 10, but your max HP goes down by 10.
Okay.
I rolled low.
Is that permanent or for like 24 hours?
No, the scars are permanent though.
Ah,
But I'm assuming my max HP goes back eventually.
Yeah, after a long rest.
okay. That's what I was worried. The max.
Or else I would never have taken that spell. It's like,
Right.
why
Yeah,
would
otherwise
you
it would
ever
be
do that?
ridiculous.
Yeah, seriously.
All
Okay.
right.
Talurra, you have some really cool scars.
No one can really see them. They can probably see them on your neck because you kind of asphyxiated. So that was like opening up the air tubes so you could breathe again. And then
She probably just starts immediately coughing the moment she's conscious again.
Yeah, you do. And you feel awful. You
Hold
feel
still.
like you just ran a marathon and then fell down a flight of stairs that were made out of stone. That's what you feel like, even
And
though
then the
you're
staircase
hit
fell on you.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna say
Staircase slid on.
so you were gonna say stairs made of stairs, and I'm like,
stairs made out of stairs.
you fell down the up escalator.
down the office. It just kept happening.
Damn.
so Scotty, I gain 10 HP and I gain 10 HP, so I'm at 10 HP currently,
Yes.
or would I be okay? So I'd be at
You
okay,
heal 10
I'm
hit
just-
points, but your maximum hit points are also reduced by 10.
Yeah. Technically, by that math, I'd have still 0 HP, but depending on the proc order of it.
You are at the elevator to go to the next section.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah. Don't you need to like heal up or something?
I'll take a sit while we're going up the elevator.
Deborah
All right.
looks over at you and shadow limbs with needles point up at you. Do you need more healing?
Just gives you a cocked eyebrow. Says, "Do you want to be punched?"
Not particularly.
There we go. Yeah, she'll take a seat in the corner of the elevator.
And this elevator also takes about an hour.
Oh, sweet. So I can get a short rest in then.
Yeah, you'll need
Oh,
that.
me too.
All right.
Welcome
Time to
back,
roll some
Arcane
D8s.
Surge.
Mimas comes over to you and whimpers and sits next to you.
All right. And as the elevator gets to this floor and opens up, you see before you a city aglow with different neon signs and lights, video boards, and all sorts of other advertisements, glow-in-the-dark spray paint, and all sorts of other weird, strange lights. A city aglow that would normally be quite bustling and alive, but is currently vacant and silent. The silent and vacant nature of the city is only made even worse by the occasional wave of ghosts that appear, act like they're doing their normal day, and then disappear again. Seems just as disturbing as it was before, only now it's apparently right in the middle of the day. So the ghosts look like a light blue color instead of the dark blue that they were below. And they definitely look as though they're like a bit more pained than they were before. You see more of their injuries, more of their scars. All of them look like something just ripped them to pieces. Something with claws just tore them apart. Every so often you see lights or signposts throughout the city that look as though something ripped them apart or rended them over and smashed them as it was like running by. You see no trace of any corpse or body anywhere in the city. It is literally completely vacant. You see blood splatters and stains all over the place, but like, other than that,
I'm going to roll medicine. Would that be medicine or investigation to check out the blood splatters?
sure, medicine.
Okay. I got under 10. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry,
The
I'm
only thing
proficient.
you get from this particular blood splatter is it looks as though the one you're looking at anyway, it looks as though it's like something tried to clean it up, but it probably leaked out. So whatever died here like fell over and then bled out. Like none of it's like splashed.
Astute.
It looks like it just like puddled.
But it doesn't look like it got dragged or moved.
Mm-mm.
This is very odd. There is no sign of the
There's-
body or where it could have been gone to.
Hmm.
It's
Are
almost
there
like it
signs of
just
anything else?
it's almost like it just disappeared into nothingness. Like a ghost, as Deborah looks up at everybody.
Is it arterial blood or more like pooled blood?
Definitely real blood.
No, arterial would be like spurting out at far distance from the accident, where pooled was like it fell and
Both.
just oozed out.
It's a mix everywhere.
Yeah.
There's some sprays where it looks like something hit an artery of something and it just splattered blood on a window or a wall somewhere. You see one thing moving throughout the city on a rather constant basis, though. A bunch of tiny drones attempting to clean up the blood splatter all over the city.
Fireball. No, okay.
The tiny drones pay no never mind to the ghosts or to you. They continue about their job of attempting to clean up. A service droid of some kind walks up to you, and its chest display turns on, and you see Overseer's face. Overseer's face looks like you would say, a very kind human with a clean-shaven face and slicked back kind of black hair. Like a butler of sorts. You see a little bow tie on the bottom part of its neck displayed on the screen.
I don't trust it.
I do apologize. I would normally have spoke to you from a nearby terminal, but they're all broken. You need to head to that structure right there. The droid points towards the really huge tower. That's the central processing unit. Oh my, you look rather injured. Maybe a brief respite would be in order. There's a nearby hotel you could stay at.
I'll be fine.
Are there any anomalies there?
There is one anomaly between here and there, and that is the other living creature that is both partly here and partly not.
Let's go find them first,
You sure?
and then we can go take a rest.
I've made 3 attempts
I'll
to
be fine.
communicate with them. All 3 of these attempts have destroyed the droid.
I barely made it so your lungs are functional again.
I'll be fine. I've had worse.
You sound like my
That
old
is
boss
an
who
unsettling
smokes
thought.
space cigars for 40 years.
She, for context, she is at full HP now from the short rest.
Oh, okay.
But she definitely does look rough, considering Deborah stitched her back together pretty much.
As the Metalocalypse song goes, I think it's called "Stitched Back Together Wrong."
I think because it was asphyxiation and nothing else, Deborah actually did the whole like put a hole in your esophagus or whatever.
Tracheotomy.
The
Tracheotomy.
Yeah. So that's the scar.
I
That's
do
the
know.
scar.
Yeah, it's just a hole in her throat.
Hence the raspy voice. I like it.
Yeah. No, honestly, that's actually because my throat is
Oh,
starting to
okay.
dry.
Mm,
Double.
That's not
double
me
whammy.
actually putting a voice.
Right.
That's just how I had some phlegm in my throat, and that's why I started going raspy.
All right. But you have the option here, everyone, that we're at a good point to kind of pause or stop. That we could continue the next half of the journey on our next episode.
I think that'd be a good idea. I think
Yeah, I
we're
think
at
it's a good idea.
pause.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You reach the top of the elevator. You see before you the stretching maze of city streets. Somewhere between here and there is one of the living creatures that are still in the city. What is going on with this particular creature seems a bit anomalous. Perhaps you'll find out what it is next time. We'll have to wait and see. So, before we end, though, I think there's probably a few plugs that we should have in order. We'll start with you, Meriel.
All right. So you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Colliloquie. My commissions are open, and I typically do cute girls. I'm working on cute boys. Usually posing in the void somewhere.
They're amazing. I have
Also working
one.
on backgrounds.
I have one that she made for me. It is amazing, and I love it.
Thank you.
She will 100% be my backup character should Talurra die.
And because he's not here, I'll also plug Altaziel on Twitter. He hasn't been very active lately with adjusting to a new work schedule, which will change once again on Wednesday. But hopefully that means he can make it next time.
Whoop whoop.
Fingers crossed for him.
He's switching to days, so hopefully that means he can be back on the
Yay.
weekend for this game.
Whoop whoop.
All right. Well, next I think we'll move on to Nox.
Yeah, I have one thing. Tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. EST, we are back again with masks and the
Starfall Academy.
Starfall Academy game.
We out there.
And yeah, it's going to be fun. Last time there was a date that ended with the date turning into a demon briefly. And currently the demon, the date is, and the person they were on a date with, and they're like just falling out of the sky right now. That's where we ended last time. It's going to be fun. Last session was also very focused on Ace, who went on that date. So,
And I did a lot last session.
Oh yeah, you did a lot. So I will try and do my best to put the focus on other people tomorrow.
For context, as the joke, it's scheduled kind of in like rough comic panels. I showed up at about 2 of them, one of which is where I gave a thumbs up.
Yep.
That's all I showed up for in that concession. I don't even remember what I did.
No, I'm very sorry.
It's fine. Sometimes you just have those sessions where someone gets the focus, and that's great.
I still feel sorry.
I think I read a comic the entire time. That's what I was doing. Hera, I was reading the Spinneret.
Ah, nice.
Which I
Okay.
felt was perfect.
That's it from me.
All right. Next, we'll move on to Zora.
I'll go ahead and plug one. Wednesdays on this very same channel, we have a wonderful combo game of Humblewood and the Curse of Strahd called Mists of Kryn's Valley. It's a nice, fun little game. Completely uplifting and wholehearted and nothing bad. I can't even say that with a straight face. It's fucked.
It's almost like it's a Realm of Dread.
Yeah.
Weird.
But still fun.
It's
Still
utterly dreadful.
enjoyable. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Eisen, do you have anything to plug?
Pretty much the same thing as Zora. I'm also part of the Curse of Strahd campaign, and I'm not a werewolf. Other than that, nothing much.
Oops.
Were owl, isn't it?
It
Nope.
sounds fun.
Nope,
Owl?
werewolf. Definitely werewolf.
Oh, so just full. Okay.
Like Eisen turned into a wolf hybrid, so werewolf.
Oh,
Because
An owl
because
wolf
there
hybrid,
there
that
are
sounds
specific
scary.
if there weren't specific different kinds of lichens, I would have
Yeah.
gone wereowl. But
right. All right. And Talurra.
All right. Aside from what Hera just mentioned, you can find that on my channel at Fractured Moon D&D.
Oh yeah, I should have.
Also,
mentioned
this coming Thursday, Scotty and I have a game of Bubblegum Shoe Saffron Academy, where I think last session we talked to Callie forked a guy, and then was forced to apologize for it.
did you guys have a session without me one time? Trying to
Yes.
remember.
Yes, I sent you no, we didn't have one session without you.
Okay.
I don't think we did, at least.
No, that
We
was
had one
that was
2
this
weeks
game.
ago.
That was this game.
That was this game that I sent you this stuff for, yeah. Because you commented on it.
And if anyone hasn't seen that last episode, please check it out on YouTube. I put a little too much effort into editing in that one.
It is great.
Check it out.
I
It's
did
good.
end up watching it on hyper speed just to see your comments, Scotty.
So we go blip. Woo.
But yeah, aside from that, yeah, Fractured Moon D&D, you can find it in Scotty's Friends widget. That's it.
Yep. Dampaloo.
Last but not least,
Oh,
Scotty.
Hi, hello. Thank you for watching. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Yeah. At the end of January, right? Or will it be February at that point? No, yep, January 30th. For this game. And next game on here will be Unwritten on Tuesday. I I wanted to thank everybody who watches this and donates bits and stuff in the game earlier today. Somebody who donated like 4 subscriptions. It was like an anonymous gift.
Oh, wow.
And a bunch of bits. So thank you, everyone
Congrats.
who supports it. It means a lot to me. And I guess that's it.
Thank you, everyone who watched. And as always, we will see you next time, Space Cowboys.
Bye. Bye.